WIFTBPM.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people, for the black people, for the black people, for the black people. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. What's in it for the black people? Let's hear it. What's in it for the black people? Don't fear it. For the black people, 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 for the black people. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. What's in it for the black people? You know it. What's in it for the black people? Let's show it. For the black people. 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 For the black people, for the black people.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd, Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell him Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Mayor Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to Senate. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, representing for the men in blue. How you feeling this morning, Todd Stroger?
You know, blue is like the most common color, and that's why people love it so much.
I understand. It's like we are of the people. It represents
soothing,
truth.
right? It's
Right?
soothing.
It's soothing because the sky is blue.
The sky is blue. Blue skies, you know what they would say when they would say, what's up? We had to say blue skies, white moon. Yeah, wait, Todd, you know what? We are running a little bit behind today because we have been sabotaged this morning.
Sabotage.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. We've been straight up sabotaged. So I'm gonna run through these headlines real quick because we got a lot to talk about. And the sabotagery just makes me know that they really don't want us talking this morning. I know let me say, I'm not gonna say I know nothing, but I got a lot to talk about today. So let's do it because it's been the internet has been a Twitter. The twits and tweets and everything in between has been crazy. I want to talk about what's going on. Plus, don't forget, we've got Congressman Luis Gutierrez coming on because he wanted to respond to Alderman Ray Lopez. And y'all, tonight we got a conversation in Black and Brown. Decided that we're going to continue to talk about this, and we got a nice little round table that we'll be talking about as well. So let me do this. I said what's up to Todd. Ruthie Mo, the weekend, you must have had a braid job or something. You must have been braided up over the weekend because you all like curly twisted.
I don't know what you're talking about, Maze.
Ruthie, look, Ruthie was probably flew out again on the weekend, probably somewhere on the beach. She got flued out. Your hair got all twisted up, and you
not
came back.
that eventful at all. I went to my parents' house.
What? That's part of the. It's this exciting escape to Pembroke. I was actually talking about you today. Not today. This weekend when you talked about Pembroke, because I was with my cousin from Robbins.
Oh, okay.
And so we were talking about. He was talking about like coming back, and I was just saying Ruthie loves our own town of Pembroke, and he was like, I thought it was Pembroke. I was like,
it's Brook.
Brook.
Sure
it's
is.
only one real brook.
What's that?
The Bolingbrook.
Actually, Willowbrook.
Hold it.
Brooklyn?
No, none of them count. All right, Ruthie, that's enough for Ruthie this morning. She already coming in here contrarianism. It is the 19th, which means tomorrow's 420. Somebody needs to arrange for breakfast in here for the infused. I was gonna do a 420 event. I've changed my mind. I was gonna do a post celebration, but might save up something else. Look, Sonia Escobar, how you feeling this morning?
Good morning.
Sonia be
Feeling good.
When Sonia came in here, I know when stuff is cracking. When Sonia get in here and she don't say nothing, she like, what up? And she go straight to the production room and be like, she be plugging the computer. I be like, oh yeah, it's action. It's
I'm
action.
back. It took me a week to
get back in mode. It's like, yeah, what up? Okay, I got you. I was like, did I do? That's okay. We need some promos. We need to, today, we got to figure out how, you better be listening, not you better be. Please listen to Congressman Gutierrez because I feel like there's going to be some good promo stuff in this today. It's going to be on and popping. All right, it looks like we got everybody locked and loaded. Let's get the soul plane up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. This is the Maze Jackson Show. In case you did not know, when you left on Friday, the mayor was not resigning. It's Monday morning. The mayor said she's not resigning.
That's news.
Actually, it actually is news because it was all over Twitter and Facebook, and so much so that while she was like, "This is beneath me," she had to like issue an.
I was like, she's not going.
Well, I knew she wasn't going. I think here's the thing. I think that the resignation conversation diluted everything else that was happening. And there's a lot going on, and we're going to talk
100%.
about it, and I'm going to break it down. I've been getting a lot of, it's like the sieve is leaking. The challenge right now is gets to spill because they have a non-disclosure. You know, when you work the mayor's detail. So anyway, I got a whole bunch of details. Woo, I've been getting phone calls. I feel kind of used.
Ooh.
Why? Allegedly, why?
No, not allegedly. I feel kind of used. I feel like people be giving me the information because they don't want to say it themselves.
You know they don't want to say themselves.
They be like, I tell Maze. I be like, you don't even be talking to me no other time. Well, here, but check this out. I be like, oh, well, I'll take it.
Shout out to Anonymous.
Anonymous. We got to come up with a character for, like, we need to come up with rumor and innuendo. We need a segment called rumor and innuendo, right? So we can just, it's fun. I'm going to tell you what, this whole thing this weekend was just fun, though. Like, it was just, everybody was just all engaged, and everybody was all in everybody's business. It was just messy. It's like pigs and slop, man. Pigs and slop. All right. I also heard in the rumor mill, David Brown's supposed to be getting up out of here today.
Oh,
Today?
right. He's still working. Right?
Nah, they gonna change it up because it ain't gonna be today now because we said today. But David Brown is supposed to be apparently packing up.
I think he was on a panel or something.
What? And what did he say? He was leaving?
I don't know.
That'll be a nice distraction.
No, perfect. Well, actually,
It was
no.
just nice
I think
to see
the
his
mayor
name,
does
you know?
not want a press conference today. I don't think she wants a press conference today because somebody is bound to ask. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all what you got to ask. See, because it's like this is really gonna be good because it's a lot.
This is
to
how
go.
we get sabotaged.
This is
Before
right.
we
This
even
is
start. Like,
this
how
is
do
exactly like literally. I just
let
want y'all
us
to know
know?
we have no internet. We have no internet in the whole building. We got the biggest package I bought.
duper.
Let me tell you, I bought 2 internets just to make sure and everything is down. We straight running on and everything was working perfectly until 6 o'clock. When I went to go hit the speed test, it was like
Maybe because it's supposed to be a storm.
A storm's a
it's gonna be a storm, all right. It was like I was like, come on, man. I was like, then I went to go to look. I'm surprised my phone ain't disconnected.
Ooh.
Now, if that would happen, let me just tell y'all what. In the event that this show goes down today, and I'm just telling y'all think about this. We haven't had
Any issue.
an issue for at least 2 months. Not an issue. And every time we got an issue, it's always when something is going down. It really is like a crazy concept. Okay, I'm gonna stop though. But I'm just telling y'all now. So y'all was wondering, like, do y'all understand? I be poised now that Sonia's back. I'm poised to push the button. Sonia be like, "Yo, I'm starting the show without you." So I'll be ready to push the button at 6 o'clock. Nothing. It was like,
Oh man.
I don't know.
Ruthie, you know these
I don't know.
espionage tricks.
Well, it is a little weird because you do have the top 2 internet packages independently
Yes.
of each other.
Yes.
Yes.
But do you have 2 routers or just 1 router?
Not 2 routers.
Oh, see, you might be on the
I'm telling you, look, Dre,
might be
look,
on
my
something.
man Dre, our super security stealth person, he was like, man, you should be talking about stuff. I'm telling you, they be at the police station, they be listening, they be mad. I was like, dang, man, shut up talking to me. I didn't say shut up, but I'd be like, stop talking to me. He'd be like, no.
I
Some
didn't
days-
believe hacking until my cousin showed me how easy it was.
All right, we gotta fight.
He might work at Facebook.
Here's what I'm gonna say though. I don't think it's a hack. I think they just be like, cut the internet. Because we done put all the
I feel bad for our neighbors. Sorry.
right, no, they just no.
shut
What's
it down.
crazy is that everybody else be around here like, you good? I'm good. Can
I'm
you hear me now?
downstairs. I'm great.
All right, yes, this is crazy.
But it would be different if it just said like, if your Wi-Fi, but it's like no network.
No,
Right.
Like the both.
Like they cut it from the rudder to the tutter.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's all right though. We fighting. It's like I'm gonna have to get an underground cable. I'm an underground cave or something to be broadcast.
Or 2 different providers so you could really see.
I got a cousin.
Uh-huh.
Hook us up.
All right, y'all. Let me run through these. So, Congressman Gutierrez, in case you haven't seen the promotion, Congressman Gutierrez will be on with us today at 7:30. The 7-year-old who was murdered in the drive-through at the McDonald's on Kedzie and Roosevelt, unbelievable. They said 2 gunmen hopped out the car. Man, I'm not going to drive-thrus no more.
And they be crowded too.
And the drive-thrus, you be
Sitting
jammed. Like a drive-thru.
Especially with COVID, everybody just.
Sitting
Oh
up.
yeah.
Ain't no forward, ain't no backwards, ain't no side.
I don't even like pulling. Like now, I don't even pull up. When it's a light, it's like it's 2 cars between me
too.
and the light. I'm about to figure out a way to move around.
In the drive-through too, you gotta always have your exit strategy.
Oh no, I'm not even doing drive-through. I'll be like, the exit strategy to drive-through is anybody else in line? If it ain't, and I'm on the front, and I can go straight, I'm good. But if not, no. And don't let it be one of them one of Kamala's and them drive-throughs where they don't even really care. They just be like, we gotta have it. We don't. Where it's like the one on 55th. The one on 55th.
Just enough space for you to move your
Barely.
Pinto through.
Right. I'd be like, how I'm supposed to turn this car in here?
Yeah. I think there should be a city ordinance against stuff like that.
Yeah, I have an SUV.
Well, you know, the last driveway ordinance got Ed Burke. Maybe they don't want to touch no driveway ordinances.
Right.
Todd, you're awfully quiet over there. City Council to return in person this week if you want to. Weekend plans, I was going to ask y'all what did y'all do, but we ran out of time. Black Rob died. Whoa.
Who's Black Rob?
So suddenly.
Whoa. I got a bad, she was whoa. You remember that?
Oh.
The song was whoa.
He's a rapper.
Oh, no.
Bad.
No, miss
I
that.
had a bad chick uptown. She was whoa.
Had me up in the head,
Whoa.
You know?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. We're just going to let that pass with you, Todd. And then I was going to show y'all the video of the Opelika response.
What's an Opelika?
Opelika, Florida, which is one of the blackest towns. It's right outside of Miami. But Opelika, there was a carnival. You know how them white carnival people come to the town?
Carnies.
Okay. Well, they be molesting the kids.
Oh, my God.
They do. They be trying to get. I mean, every time in Bolingbrook when the carnival came, it was always some story of the carnival guy getting with the girls for free tickets to ride the rides and all type of stuff. But the story in Opelika was a white carny was disrespectful to some black kids and cursed them out and then like kind of grabbed them off. And the mama got up, like kind of snatched them off and was like, "Get off of my ride!" And the mama stole on them. And the whole black town beat the brakes off the white boy. And I'm gonna find the video. I'm gonna find the time to play it for you. This is probably a great thing. I should pass that on to Izwiz. We got so much to go on. But I'm just telling you, it was classic. And when I say it was classic, I was happy to see
The unity.
Yes, and it's like, man, you know when you in a situation like that, and it's like, she got her 2 kids. What's the matter, Todd?
You know what? Why do black people always like to unify behind violence? Everybody want to be hard, and even our fraternities are all like that. I don't know about sororities, but I don't get it.
No, you're not.
We don't unify behind.
We never felt that way about the alphas.
That's because we were too smart to fall into that trap.
Yep, we never felt that way.
But you don't touch somebody else's kids.
Right.
No, you don't.
Okay, so there it is. That's it. And it's like that was situational awareness. So it's like, here go the lick, right? You can talk all that, unify. Why do we unify? Because some white dude snatched up some black kids in a world where George Zimmerman and everybody else gets to do whatever to our kids. And one time, finally, we saw everybody whoop his ass. And guess what? It was a relief. It just did not be the victim.
It wasn't one time. Didn't we just see this?
Not good enough.
I didn't finish. Then we just see this this sergeant try to push this black kid around and tell him to get out of his neighborhood. And then the next day there's like 100.
That wasn't unified, but that just is the antithesis of your point, though. That's the antithesis of your point.
But they didn't jump him.
Right. You said, why do we always get together and get unified around violence?
I'm sorry. Then why does Mays always celebrate violence?
Oh.
Cause this country. No.
He couldn't get it out.
Okay. This country is built on violence. They have used violence in every instance when it comes to dealing with us, and almost every time I see it, we are the victims of violence. Now, the moment they remove violence from this country and
James
its history,
Matthews, I'll show you how soft I am. No, I'm just kidding.
Isn't that a band? Oh no.
No, it is a
Dave
band.
Matthews.
That's Dave Matthews, yeah.
Who dumped a ton of doo-doo off our bridge one time. They unloaded their tour bus.
They did.
Straight off on bogus. Just dumped it straight
That
into
was
the river.
bogus.
Uncivilized.
But
Who said that? That was good.
I just think that I get tired of watching the black people kumbaya videos. Or I got pushed in. I mean, even even as a response to Todd, it's like I love the fact that the guy, they all came to his house. I probably would have cheered. I probably would have celebrated if they burned it down. I would have.
No, because then people are going to jail and all kind of.
And I agree.
That's
I
okay.
agree.
Somebody,
I agree.
Somebody would have started GoFundMes for him.
And
I would put some money on the books.
This is, I guess, more of an aside. They sent him to jail for real time for arson.
I mean, I'm suggesting that craftily. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying that I would not have shed a tear if his house burned down and it sent a message to the next person who said, "Dag, that could happen to me." Now, if that happened, and I think that video of that carnival guy getting his brakes beat off of him is gonna help a kid on 87th and the Dan Ryan one day, because it's them. All them carnivals are operated by country white boys who still call us. Did I tell you about the time I went to a meeting? I was gonna have a carnival, and the carnival guy literally used the word nigga in the meeting. Like, yeah, well, like you're not like them there. And then he was like, I mean, it was like
he gave you that one.
it was like he. I mean, it was clearly like that was just a comment. And I was looking at the person who was in the meeting, like, when we gonna whoop his ass? Mm-hmm. And the person to me, we were both in suits and ties, and I was looking like, and the person was like, "But we make so much money," and I was like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
Yeah, my dad wouldn't allow carnivals in the ward.
Man, we gotta get our own black carnival. I mean, the carnival though, for a kid, I ain't gonna even lie, man. When the carnival used to drive,
Back as a shorty.
Please, Jesus, stop and let me get on the carnival. Please, I need to get at the carnival.
But as
You
an
know, and your
adult-
parents, right? And you be like,
Like, that don't look safe. Hold
at
on.
all, and then it'd be unsanitary, and you be like, how many people threw up in this city?
And expensive.
Oh my God! But you know what? They make so much money.
I bet.
Hey, y'all, it is the Maze Jackson, especially, I mean, you think about it, it's the tourist attraction for the neighborhood for a week. Yeah. It is the Maze Jackson Show. We're going to come back with the social media question of the day after a quick break. It will be right back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the green side of things. It's your man, Sadiq.
And Cassiopeia.
And we need you to like,
comment,
and share
that thing
every Tuesday and Thursday from 1
to 3 p.m. on
What's in It for the Black People Media.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning.
Our Attorney General.
I have reached out to the Hospital Association and the Med Society to talk about how proactively we can talk about implicit bias in healthcare and begin to address the situation system-wide, because I've also simultaneously directed my civil rights team to begin to look at that and look at ways that it may have manifested itself. We've done so historically with regards to the nursing home industry, where you have some nursing home owners that staff disparately. So if they're in a black community, they won't have much staff as they will in a white community. We've taken that on to take on other instances of implicit bias in healthcare.
Utilizing your office to investigate civil rights and healthcare as a civil rights issue. That's actually pretty powerful, and it demonstrates how we have to be working in coordinated efforts with our elected officials in places and positions of power.
to the Maze Jackson Show.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Miss Ruthie Moore, Sonia Escobar.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. I am filled with enthusiasm and energy as we prepare to figure out how the conspiracy happened today.
That's not what Ruthie said during break. She said you were full of something, but it was none of that.
Shout out to the Star Senders.
You know what? I can't see
Theodore
anybody.
Johnson.
Thank you, Ted. Teddy. Theodore.
13 weeks in a row.
13 weeks in a row. You know, we got shout out to Boosie. Shout out to, first of all, shout out to Constance. Shout out to everybody who hit me up this weekend. Shout out to Tammy Jackson who hit me up for $200 hollers. Did you say 215? Sonia, did you say 215? You better stop it.
No, I'm looking at something else.
Don't be. I'm about to say. I was like, all right, you better be careful.
I'm multitasking.
All right, Sonia, I think you need to go in the vault and find me that voice because I got something I want to ask. You ready? Let's hit it.
It's time for the social media question of the day.
So, y'all, I love when y'all do that. So, this weekend, a firestorm was launched on social media. It included an alleged sex scandal, sexual rendezvous, extortion, clouting, and power. It was a
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. It was an episode of Scandal, Chicago version. There was information being leaked, tweets were flying all over the place. We got people, everybody from Jamal Green to the national, the former Secretary of Education.
Duncan.
We're all in.
He must be running.
On the biggest social media scandal of the week.
I do declare.
You see, I said the week. Because, you know, these bad boys be kicking off. But I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
Is scandalous.
I don't think I've seen anything like this. And I'm going to get into it a little bit later. But this whole thing the crux of this revolved around, if any of this happened, revolves around sexual indiscretion. Sexual indiscretion and power. And it seems like every time somebody gets power, now apparently male or female, one of the perks or not perks, benefits / not benefits, because apparently now it's not a benefit, is the attraction that comes with power.
Power. Woof. Yeah. 100%.
And sometimes that attraction that comes with power, although it is often the downfall of, and let me not say downfall because I don't think anymore, this is part of my question, but it's part of the unnecessary drama because you always, once you hear it, you be like, for real? That's what you did? Why you couldn't have? How come you didn't? You know you could have. But realistically, the whole concept of power and the interaction of sex into power essentially weakens a person.
The flesh is weak.
Ah.
But I think so. I was talking about the stuff, and I had posted what Jamal and Arnie Duncan had posted, and I'm telling you, I was like, you know, I'm gassing.
I could not believe it.
I was gassing it up. I was not even gonna say I was gassing it up, but I was having just fun. Like I was like, here's the next thing. Like I felt like more like the National Enquirer reporting on all the rumors. Like I'm like, okay, I'm not calling this fact. I'm just sharing you what I'm hearing. Blah 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 blah.
I got a call asking about all that. I'm
Yeah,
like, man, I have no idea what's going on.
Right, I got some DMs like, I don't know.
Yeah. So, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later because I got some really confidential sources and there's a lot in this whole thing to unpack. But I was thinking.
Mario Jones. What did I miss?
Okay, so I'm going to tell him. Okay, so.
Hold on, Mario.
I want to know Can your bedroom issues affect your work, business, or political position? And should it?
One more time.
Can your bedroom issues affect your work, business, or political positions? And should it?
If you watch Hallmark movies, you'll find out yes.
You know they're destined to be together, okay? She just had to go to the big city and come back.
The big city.
I was thinking about it because Amisha came on the post, and I was sharing some of the stuff. You know, it's like everybody pontificates and everybody. Well, it wasn't even pontification. It was like, yes, it is. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. Yes, it is. And you know, she went into this thing like nobody gets fired for a political scandal. I mean, for sex scandals is such and such, such and such. She's like, no one cares about a sex scandal and let people live their lives. And I don't think that when we talk about this a little bit later, it was really about, I mean, I think the sexual details were just salacious. It's like, people just like, it just gets them going. I think the real issue is the abuse of power that occurred within there. But should sex scandals be passé? Like in Paris, like in France, you know, like, people have mistresses and misters and all of that stuff, and they do all of that, and nobody says you lose your job.
Hold on, this is America, okay?
Okay, hold on.
Nobody about no other country.
Okay,
Yeah, amen.
So,
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? That's all I'm
Ah, boy.
so I'm asking,
Oui.
should sex scandals be passé? Right? Because I think that, like, even though we say they're not a big deal, they tend to be leveraged by the weaker power in the dynamic, and it gives right. So, like, if you get in a sex scandal, then it's like people be like, your job, you could lose your job, you could, right, in the political space. Should that just go away? Should, like, and I know people say stay out of people's bedrooms, but I don't think they do. Right?
No, they don't.
And I am asking, should that just be taken out of the game in American politics? Like, there is no aha moment. So if you was at the restaurant with somebody who wasn't whoever, right? If you was coming out the hotel with somebody who ain't whatever, should that be a non-starter so that it can't be used politically? Because I feel like a lot of this stuff that we see is, and we'll have to talk about it because I don't know if it's the embarrassment of the political component or scared of the wife stuff. But somewhere in that mix, like if you straight with your wife, should it make a difference? And should somebody be able to leverage that against you? The only place they could leverage against you, because like in some of the stories we heard that the threat was, I'm going to go to the press, right? And, you know, is the real threat that you had the affair, or is the threat that your wife is going to read about it in the paper? Why are you blinking so hard?
That's a lot of questions.
Oh, dang, I'm sorry. Well,
It's a loaded question there, for sure.
All right, so start with one. Pick some part of it.
I think it depends because it's like nuanced, and I also feel like
you saw she changed her voice.
well, because I feel like people be out here morally false flagging.
Oh yeah,
acting like they, you know, I don't know. You know how people be acting, particularly sometimes politicians. And so I feel like it is based on the fallout behind it, because what you do in your bedroom is 100% your business. But don't stand up at a podium talking about, you know, being all morally false flagging, acting like you know, holier than thou, when you know you out here moving in a way that you ain't presenting yourself to be moving.
How is more? Right. So give me an example of that. Like, is that like the anti-gay, like? Yep. Give me like
the evangelicals, what people do in their bedroom, that's their business. Like whatever relationships people have, that's their business. But don't pretending like you something that you're not, because once you get exposed, people gonna jump all over that. So it's just be truthful in your endeavors.
Todd, you.
Well, I think we've lost our standards a long time ago. You can get away with a lot of stuff. You can lie in front of people's face and go out with 3 prostitutes and then say, "Man, I didn't mean it." Then people
My
like,
friends.
"Okay, yeah,
I'm gonna turn my life back over to Christ.
right," and it's all over.
I did
It
not
was my
have
worst.
sex with that woman.
That was
Yeah.
So
But before then, Gary Hart, they just did a movie about 5 years ago.
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, Gary Hart, they followed him around, found out he had an affair, and he was through.
Yeah, and that's when I'm talking about Paris, right? And talking about France and Europe. Like the whole concept of the affair, the mistress, they be like, the president got a mistress. They knew it, right? The wife got a whatever you call a dude, a mister. I don't know how that works. But whatever it is, and then it takes all of that salaciousness out of the politics, right? It's like, because I would say that in places like that, they assume that sex and power go together.
I saw a movie that dealt with that, and it was I think it was an American, either in Paris or Spain, and basically they were like, you have a place. If you know your place, play your role, everything will be all right.
Stay
Truthful
in
in your endeavors.
Yes.
Right.
But in my leader, I need somebody who is ethical, because then that's gonna make me wanna be ethical.
Yeah, if your pastor can take naked selfies, I don't know.
No, my pastor can't. He can take them, but I'm not going back there.
Oh Lord, I guess I feel like if you take it out, then it removes all the black maleness out of that part of it. I think if there was no, I feel like we operate in an in-between space where like people say it's no big deal, but it's still,
It's a big deal.
right? Because, I mean, you think about this. Think about Eddie Johnson, right? And I think part of why everything happened this weekend the way that it did is because of kind of what Ruthie said, right? When she talked about the moral authority, and not the moral authority, but like presenting yourself.
The Eddie Johnson thing.
Go ahead.
Because it's what do they call it?
Substantiated?
No, not that part. She's an employee.
You clearly missed.
Oh, I don't know the whole story.
You clearly don't know the story. Well,
For 3
if that's your
years.
detail,
Oh, but I'm not talking about this. I'm just talking about in the bigger picture. His thing was you can't be fooling around with someone who you can advance or fire. I mean,
so that's not different.
So HR laws.
So back up. That's not
moral laws.
That's not different. That's really not different. And I think that, like, for all the sexual stuff and all the salaciousness,
it's not different than what? Because I'm
this
pretty sure I'm missing something.
this situation that, so I'm really right now I'm shadily, not shadily, I'm referencing the events of this weekend.
Okay.
And the events of this weekend really revolve around sex, power, the extortion, but also advancement. I think the key to this whole thing is we need to see what happened, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later.
blood pressure.
What happened with the CR number of the person, the mayor has the ability to advance you. Now, I've been told from very reliable sources within, I'm not going to say from where, but I would say that my sources don't get no better than this, that some of those things were expedited by the mayor in this process. And I'm just telling you, well, alleged to be. And I'm just telling y'all, in this space, there's a lot. And I think that if you could take out, I would tell you that if there was no threat of blackmail alleged, that I could go to the press about this illicit thing, then this whole situation doesn't happen. See, and that's why I'm asking, do you take it out? Right? Like, do you say, like, go to the press? So what? I had a quadruple some.
You can't unless you got Will and Jada.
See, there you go. Here go the internets. Internet's freezing us. Oh, we back. Okay.
Entanglement.
See, look, I'm telling y'all.
Before that, where they both. Well, from what I read, it seemed like they
Will
both were
was
like, you can
getting
do what you
his.
want.
Will
He was literally getting
his. That's why he sat there and said, all right. Because she was about to leave, and they took a break.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay. Well, all I'm saying is, do you take the sting? Like, do you take the...
But she cold-blooded. She had a whole table talk.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, do you take the sting?
And you gonna hear about this.
But do you take the sting out now? Like,
but they're not politicians.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
They're not leaders.
That's my point. So that's what I'm trying to get to. Does it make a difference? Right? Like, it's one thing with a celebrity. And I don't know. We don't necessarily have to hold politicians to a different standard. That's kind of why I'm asking. Because again, this situation.
Oh no, the point I was making is they were like, at least the way I read it was like, they were okay. So if your wife or husband's okay with you going out with other people, then there's no.
What
story.
if they not though?
Well, then there's trouble.
I think Trump has changed the game for what type of reputation you can have.
Oh wow, good point.
In relation to being a politician.
Let's take it right there. We're going to take a break and we'll be back. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Hey, sunshines. If you didn't catch the last page in the Book of Dawn, here's what you missed.
You found that, but you also, during those times, made a conscious decision to create a base for yourself outside of the Isleys or the great artists that you tour with. And from that, the Mo Fitz Project was born. Can you tell us how and why you did the Mo Fitz Project?
Let me tell you something. I had been touring since I was 17. And what happened was your girl Eve was doing different events around town. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was right on 47th Street.
Yeah, I think it was Blue 47.
Yeah, one of those spots. So Eve was doing something with them. So they were like, we're hiring bands. I was like, I'm going to put something together and go play locally. Let me do that. And through that situation from Eve, the Mo Fitz Project was birthed. I was like, oh, okay, this would be great to actually come home and put quality guys together and make music locally outside of the touring. I just found another joy in it. And crazy, remember Terrence Kane came up with the Mo Fitz.
Oh, did T. Kane? Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Terrence was like, you need to call it the Mo Fitz, Ruthie. Mo Fitz. Use your name. This is how that name came about. It was Terrence Kane and my girl Eve Bridgeworth. She was the launching pad for that. And then she would hire me to do different events. And she started hiring me to do weddings and stuff she was doing. And then it just kind of birthed into that.
Don't forget to tune in weekdays, 9 a.m. to the Book of Dawn from the What's in It for the Black People Media Studios. Roll Tide, y'all.
different life, new day, same fight. How it comes, how it goes. One's on top, one's that know, but they forgot, they forgot, they forgot. And you bury a seed, it grows.
Have everything on.
I know it.
Yeah.
Different names, still a rose. We grew up, we grew tall. We knew then, we know now. What they forgot, they forgot. When you bury a seed, it grows. I know it.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For the black people, cause economically we are not equal. Waking up to lies, can't doze no more. I told y'all, yeah, this is a dangerous show. Don't go to church if you ain't trying to help us. Don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now, other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze, it's Sonia, and Ruthie, and Todd, explaining how we all come from God, giving us tools to beat the odds. If we're united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't tryna help us, they ain't tryna do nothing. We gotta do something, we gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect your oppressed to solve them. What's in it for the black people? What I'm telling you. All the lies being heard before. Time to pay attention, you gotta do more than listen.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger. Todd. Hey, man. You all right? You ready?
Yeah. I got that Wednesday thing now. I was just reading the comments.
You got the Wednesday thing. Are you just getting the Wednesday? You just looking at the Wednesday comments? It's Monday, dude. There's so much that has happened this weekend. You talk about Wednesday. Man, what are you doing?
I'm a little slower than I used to be. I'm getting older.
Good Lord, Todd, you getting old for real. All right, let me say what's up to my girl, Ruthie Moore. Ruthie, don't be taking bad. I'm looking at you and Todd. Y'all looking like twins. Looking at y'all phones, except you got your. You ain't got yours up to your eyeball like.
No, I was just reading the news real quick.
That's a compliment for me. Thank you, Ruthie.
You know, my font is really big. I've been telling you to increase the size of your font.
I got a new phone and I forgot how to do it. Could you, Ruthie? I got a new phone and I forgot how to. And my daughter makes fun of me every time. She be like, "Dad, how old are you again?" 50. You look like you read like you're 5,000 with that big old print. So I turned it off one day and then I couldn't figure it out. So I'm gonna have to ask you how to do it. Sonia Escobar, how you feeling?
Good morning.
All right. Well, let me tell y'all what. I am excited. Pretty. You know what this? I would call
You're
this.
excited. I'm putting that on the internet.
Internet. Well, you got to stay off the internets, man, because the internets would do you in. Let me tell you, man. I'm excited because you can't hear us. Can you hear us? We have on the live line with us Congressman Luis Gutierrez. Sonia, is he there? Can you hear him? Congressman? I can't hear the congressman.
Yo.
Congressman, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can't hear anything.
We can hear you.
I see them, but I can't.
We can hear
them.
you. Tell them to take the headphones out. We can hear you.
So the AirPods have to be the output for his audio.
Am I doing something wrong?
Yes, your AirPods have to be your output. Hold on.
That's hot.
I see them. I see
Hold
three
on.
people.
Hold on. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take him off. Sonia, we're gonna hold on 1 second. Boom. All right.
Take him off.
I'm gonna text this guy while we're going. Could y'all do me a favor and have just a little bit of banter in the meantime?
Hey, Ruthie.
All right, I took him off.
This is like every Zoom call I have. I'm always like, either I can't hear them or they can't hear me, and I'm trying to figure out what I did wrong.
I'm zoomed out.
You've had that many, huh?
And when I share my screen, I'm
over
always
it.
like,
Okay.
God, I should
Oh, you
ask.
can hear me on the show.
Can you see my screen? Even though
Can you see it?
I think people are out of control
hi to
though
me just so
with
we can make a
these
connection.
Zoom calls. Like
Because
some of the stuff can just be a
I'm
phone
not
call.
I agree with
I'm
that.
trying to
email.
advocate going back because I just feel like people want to be nosy and they want to look
My-
at you and
listen,
I ain't
bro.
with it.
Ruthie, you
put
just
my
such a
AirPods on.
Ruthie gotta stop being
Ruthie's
like
a
that.
curmudgeon.
Somebody has a case
I'm not
on
with
a
it.
Monday.
I just feel like no,
just put
like
'em on.
I
There's no
don't
outer
want.
end.
Oh, I can't see you because I don't have my video on. Like, leave me alone. I know you can't
told
see
you.
me.
She said, "Leave me alone."
I know you can't see me
Ruthie, I
because
was-
I don't have my video on.
Why,
Like,
why you saying that with passion?
because
Yeah, right.
people.
Look, do you see she's like angry?
It
I be like,
is
Ruthie,
so
I
annoying
wish
to
I
me.
be like, I want to see.
I mean, it's
I be like, what you got in the background?
it's just too much.
It was funny when Ruthie. Remember when I was like, Ruthie, are you in your pajamas doing this show in your pajamas?
Probably.
You right. She was like, Ruthie had like,
Yep.
remember, don't forget about my
Pajamas
challenge.
and a cup of coffee.
Don't forget about my challenge. Was y'all here last week when I had the challenge?
Nope.
What was
I
it?
never owned a laptop.
Yes.
Were you here when I said what I
I
thought
only
the
have
challenge
an
should be?
iPad.
Like the
But
Zoom
iPad
call
works
sex
with
challenge.
everything.
Oh my God.
I missed that.
just remembered.
Like where you could be on the Zoom
I was
call.
so confused. I was like, what's this?
And you gotta be on the Zoom, and you gotta have your camera on, and you
Yeah.
gotta be able to. You gotta be like,
Don't do it, people.
What do you mean? You naked under?
Todd, don't ask no extra questions.
just, you gotta.
What am I, a politician?
I asked, do you think anybody's ever done?
Not in mute.
You think
Put it
anybody's
on.
ever
Plenty
done?
of people have done some things
Everybody can hear
that
me.
they've been caught
I
on.
can't hear
On
them,
Zoom.
so I'm gonna try
Yeah.
it again.
The worst is when they say, "Can everybody turn on their cameras?"
You ain't. I'm not dressed for this. Do you have to
you
dress
gotta-
for Zoom? Do you have a Zoom dress code?
I
I
mean,
do.
you should, but still.
Ruthie,
I
You-
got a go-to top.
Don't make people turn their cameras on. If you are within the earshot of my voice and you are somebody's boss or you facilitating somebody's meeting, if people don't want to turn their cameras on, leave them alone. Who cares if they cooking while they listening? They at home. Who cares if they taking a bath while they listening? They are at home.
They're at home.
Leave people alone. They
Oh,
might
I
be in the
can
car
hear
because they
you.
had to run an errand. They at home. And that's why when the world, quote unquote, open back up,
Can you hear us?
people who have to go into office jobs likely are not going to go.
Hold on, let me see if we got him. I think he may be able to hear us.
Hi.
There he is. All right, y'all, we got him. Hello, we got you, Congressman. Can you hear us? Hello.
Yeah.
No.
I could watch you.
Well, you got some bad internets, man. What part? Are you in Chicago? Hold on 1 second. We got to get this together, cause hold on. We got to see you got to get what internet you use. His internet is like it's like pixelated, so I can see him and I can hear him, but he's choppy. Look, I'm gonna kick you out of the room and then I'm gonna come back into it. So stay tuned. Come back
Okay.
onto your computer. I'm gonna kick you out and come back.
I need to go where he is.
No, he's back. He is not in Puerto Rico anymore. He is back to Chicago. And can you see us? Can you hear us, Congressman?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Bam! Look at that. The miracle of technology.
You're a
All right,
genius,
y'all.
man. You're a
We
genius.
are live well, not live in studios. Ruthie, Congressman, I don't know if you heard, Ruthie was just cursing us out about turning your camera on because she doesn't like to do Zoom meetings with cameras. She's like, why we can't just have a call in? But Congressman, let me just say, I'm honored to have you here today. Former Congressman Luis Gutierrez. Let me start by welcoming you to the Mays Jackson Show on the What's in It for the Black People Network. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Hey, Maze, I just want to say that one of the best times I had in D.C. was talking to the congressman.
Really?
I was like, man, I should do this.
Somebody talked to you in D.C.?
Yeah. He was one of two.
So, Congressman, last we heard, you had not absconded. You had left your position, turned over the keys to the car to Congressman Chuy Garcia, and you were off to Puerto Rico to rebuild the country as well as to advocate for the victims of the hurricane. What are you up to now, man?
Well, so I spent the last couple of years there since April of 2 years ago. My anniversary is 2 years. And I have a wonderful family event. My daughter, Jessica, the youngest, is having a baby.
Hey!
And we had the baby shower this past Saturday. And the baby's coming the first week of May. So my wife and I decided, it's nice working and advocating for social justice here on the island of Puerto Rico, but maybe we should split between Chicago and the events on the island of Puerto Rico. So we bought a home here in Chicago.
Uh-oh. They working against us, y'all. Did we lose them?
And we're moving a big part of my grandson's life. As we know, especially for young boys of color, it is very, very important that they be surrounded with as much love and support and consistency in their lives. And so we're going to be there just like we did with my youngest grandson, Luis Andres, who's going off to college.
Oh, congratulations.
Western Michigan. He's going to become a pilot. So he leaves in August out to Western Michigan. And they're both named Luis. So both of my daughters, one had a boy, named him Luis. The other one's having a boy in a couple of weeks, named him Luis. So God, I have to be here as part of that process.
You are so lucky, man. I can't give my daughter the name. One of my, I was advocating for Sonia, and she just was like, "No, I'm not doing it, Dad. I'm not doing it." Congressman,
I also have to say that I learned from the congressman when visiting his house. I learned that you need to move at least once in your life so you can throw all the stuff you have away.
Oh,
I didn't tell you about that. Because when you move, and this will just be when you move, you put stuff in storage, and then when you move the next time, you go, I have not moved that stuff in 4 years. I have not opened one of those single boxes. So it is a way of saying it's time to move that stuff on. Yep, you do remember the conversation.
Man, so Congressman, I'm going to, first of all, I hope this is the first of many conversations. I reached out to your guy. He did a great job in connecting us. Tried to see if we could get you on this conversation that we're going to have tonight, where we're going to have a broader conversation on the black and brown issue as it relates to this Toledo conversation. But I got you now, so I want to talk about what's going on right now. First of all, one of the things that you did was when you were mentioning about the need of young boys to have men in their lives consistently, you said people of color. And one of the things that we are finding here in Chicago is that whole concept of people of color has not really worked out for us, as well as the mythological black and brown coalition that I would say you were instrumental in forming initially during the Harold Washington era. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you to tell me about why should black people care about the issue of people of color and the black and brown coalition without using Harold Washington at all.
Wow, you wanted me to explain it to you in a Chicago context with my hand behind my back. Okay.
No, Harold. Well, here, let me just say this, and I'll put it in context, just because
I am his child.
We get that, and let me say this, and I think that for us, it is one of the things that has, in our estimation, been leveraged against us as we see the power dynamics in Chicago change. And so what we find ourselves doing is being put in a position where, as power is being leveraged, as the numbers are changing, the Harold Washington argument gets put in front of us as our political power starts to move out the door behind that same coalition.
Okay. So let's look. So number one, my first response to your question is, because black people have always helped others achieve their justice and their fairness and equality in this country. Because I would never have been a member of Congress had it not been for the civil rights movement and the lives sacrificed and lost in the civil rights movement that gave us the Voting Rights Act, which we used with Harold Washington in 1986.
There's your one. That's your one.
Well, no, but we used it. But it's important that we have the context, right, of the civil rights movement and the Voting Rights and Voting Rights Act of 1965 that allowed us to go to court and sue for discrimination. And significantly, it was Harold Washington as a congressman that amended the Voting Rights Act and made it easier for us to win in court. We didn't need proof that they had all gotten together to discriminate. We just had to show that the discrimination weakened and debilitated the voting possibilities of brown people, and which were Latinos, in the city council. So we've always had a very close relationship. And
there go them peoples again. Hold on. He should be back in a
I
second.
am very, very thankful. Before up in the morning and put anything in my hair to straighten it. I no longer look for blue eyes. I am proud of who I am and comfortable in my skin because of what happened in the 60s and the 70s, right? That made it possible. So, you know, when you say to be Black and to be proud of it, also helped me to be proud of who I am, because it broke those chains of self-hatred and self-loathing, which I was raised with. And now I'm very proud. So I would say that, first of all. Second, do you remember the first president of the United States, Barack Obama, the first Black president? I stood by him. I campaigned for him. Even though he was getting his butt whooped wherever he went, and there were large numbers of Latinos by Hillary Clinton, when it came to the general election, you will remember he got nearly 80% of the vote.
Congressman, let me pause you.
Let me pause you. On numerous occasions,
Congressman, let me pause you.
House, I still supported his reelection.
Let me pause you. Well, so, and again, I would say, and I think that what you're talking about kind of really talks about the disconnect that I think that has really happened in Chicago. I think that oftentimes at a higher level, everybody still talks about Barack Obama. They talk about these lofty goals, but on the ground, I would tell you that I can't really, like, Black Chicago at this point, beyond the pride, is probably settling into the fact that we really did not benefit very much from President Obama. We didn't see an explosion in economic resources coming. We lost every competitive grant that came through the country at the time. And so I would say on our network with What's in It for the Black People, when we ask that question, I don't think we have a lot. I know you can say Obamacare, but I don't think that for us, when I'm talking about tangibly, not nationally, but right here on the ground in Chicago, where do we see examples of the Black and Brown coalition or this people of color thing working out for Black people? I get it for the Latino community, but I can't see where it's worked for us at all.
Well, look, first of all, I think that the narrative of that there is no working coalition between Black and brown people, which benefit brown people, is a false narrative from my point of view.
Benefit Black people, yes, not brown people.
The benefit, I get that, the benefit Black people. So when I am in the Congress of the United States, right, I work very, very closely with the Black Caucus. Although the Black Caucus said, no, you can't be in the Hispanic caucus and in the Black Caucus, because as my friend from Mississippi said to me, being Black is a state of mind. You can't be in the Black Caucus, Luis. Nor can your brother from the Dominican Republic, although the Dominican Republic is shared with Haiti, Hispaniola, and the Dominican Republic, and they did let the Haitian women in. But we work together. We work together. We are the basis. If you look at the basis of the progressive movement and that movement for social justice in the Congress of the United States, look to the Hispanic caucus, look to the Black caucus in working together. And it's been there, and it's been in the city council. And to kind of say that Barack Obama was not significant, you can say that, but I can only say that when you ask us how we work in a coalition, he came on the floor of the House and said, there's gonna be health care except for those illegal aliens. Wow. My daughter called me up and he said, did he really say that? I said, yes. And in spite of the fact that he had health care for all and Latinos happen to be the largest community in the United States to be uninsured, we still supported Obamacare because I knew it was going to be expansive. I knew that it was going to help healthcare, many good things for people throughout our community, and we work together to get that done. And so I like to have a conversation about how it is we work together, right? Okay. How it is we help one another, but I do believe we have helped one another. At least I know Latinos have been helped.
Okay, I'm not gonna debate you on that point because I know that we got a lot more to talk about. So, Congressman, last week we had on the show, 15th Ward Alderman Ray Lopez, who actually praised the cop for restraint. I think when I looked at that, I was like, first of all, he praised the officer for restraint, as well as then laid out the connection between Latino outreach, street organizations, and nonprofits. Let's back up because you sent out a press release to address specifically Alderman Ray Lopez. Tell me about what you thought when you saw and heard Alderman Lopez thoughts on the issues.
Well, the first thing that occurred to me, being a child of the Harold Washington movement, is that you remember I grew up when Harold Washington said, "Weezak must go." That police officer, that police superintendent must go, and we must transform the Chicago Police Department. So that's where I come from. I think Ray Lopez suffers from a lot of self-hatred and a lot of self-loathing, because that's the only way. It must be internalized to the point when he sees a 13-year-old child. I know I got a little loud there.
It's all good.
Just to make a point.
Passion.
Adam was a child. He was 13 years old. He obeyed the instructions of the police officer. I watched the video. He put his hands up in the air and he was shot. And how could he be seen? And the police officer told him, "Put your hands up. I want to see your hands." He didn't say drop the gun, because that police officer didn't know that Adam had a gun. He didn't know that while he was chasing him down that alley, or he would have told him to drop the gun. Come on. That's what I saw. And then the alderman says, "Hey, it's open season on young black and brown kids, because even when they have their hands up in their end, they're shot in the chest, the officer is showing restraint." So what I heard the alderman say, "Hey, police, it's okay. Shoot 13-year-old kids in the restraint. And I am going to be your chief apologist by saying you showed restraint." You know who showed restraint? The community showed restraint. This whole weekend by protesting in a nonviolent, right, in a peaceful manner, and raising their voices for justice, so that we don't have any more Adam Toledos, so that we don't have any more children whose lives are taken by police officers. So we don't have innocent people whose lives are taken by police officers. And so I was just aghast when I heard that. And I don't know. You're going to have to ask him why he hates our community so much that he would turn his back and betray us and take the side of someone that took the life of a 13-year-old child.
Congressman, I said that when Alderman Lopez came on, that I felt like he was going to get a green light. Right, like after having those conversations, that it seemed like he would be greenlit in his community. However that goes, we've seen him be a victim of windows being broken, spray painting, street organizations. Alderman Lopez actually was the first person to call out. And Sonia, do you have that audio? Can you don't have? Oh, okay. So Alderman Lopez was the first person to call out during the uprisings last year after the George Floyd murder by Derek Chauvin, the relationship between Latino street organizations patrolling neighborhoods with community outreach organizations that resulted in the assault, battery, and in some cases death of black people. So I think that Ray Lopez has, let me play the audio for you so you can hear what actually happened, because we found out that this happened. Actually, it was verified. Go ahead.
When downtown is in lockdown, our neighborhoods are next. and our failure to fully get ready for what's going on in the neighborhoods. We're seeing this destruction and we're thinking that it's going to somehow end tonight. We have seen where in other cities this has gone on for days, and we need to come up with a better plan for days, at least for the next 5 days, to try and stabilize our communities. Right now, Mayor Back of the Yards has in Brighton Park, from Halstead almost all the way through to Kedzie along 47th Street, has been a virtual war zone. Ashland Avenue, which borders between me and Alderman Taylor, has had 400 people in 4 lanes of traffic almost for an hour. We can't expect our police, and I don't fault them at all, to be able to control this. But I know that we asked our faith base yesterday to stand as the front line between police and looters and rioters. And I am simply not comfortable telling my churches, those people, to be the intermediary in the middle of a riot that's citywide. We need something better, because right now we only have 370 whatever National Guards on standby. Half our neighborhoods are already obliterated. It's too late. We have to come up with a better plan, because my fear is once they're done looting and rioting and whatever's going to happen tonight, what happens when they start going after residents, going into the neighborhoods? You know, we know that people are here to antagonize and incite, and you've got them all pumped today. They're not going to go to bed at 8 o'clock. They're going to turn their focus in the neighborhoods. I've got gangbangers with AK-47s walking around right now, just waiting to settle some scores. What are we going to do, and what do we tell our residents other than good faith people stand up? It's not going to be enough.
Thank you, Alderman. Next question.
Well, no, I want an answer. You commented on everybody. I want an answer. It's not something you ignore. This is a question that I have.
I think you're 100% foolish. Is what I think.
We Congressman, black folks know what happened after the uprisings, and quite frankly, one of the only people that spoke about it, right, was Alderman Lopez. We saw Alderman Rodriguez come on later on that week talking about knowing that members of street organizations, and we from Chicago, so we're not going to call them gangs. We're going to say members of street organizations were recruited by, who were outreach workers, were recruited to get gang members who essentially assaulted people. And the only people who talked about it in the Latino community, the only person who really talked about it was Ray Lopez. And so when we hear him then start to come back, I got to ask, is he telling some sort of truth? Because when I look at the websites on Little Village, there is a split between how people are looking at it. It seems like the older Latinos are calling out the scourge of gang violence as part of the Adam Toledo situation. And then there seems to be another group who is intent on blaming it on the police. And I think that there's a combination of both in that. Am I wrong? We did have a 13-year-old outside with a 21-year-old member of his community. We know about passing the gangs and using these young people. What responsibility do we have in our own communities to take responsibility to encourage this?
Look, I've been a supporter of coalition building since my first days. We can go back to college, right? And again, I just want to reiterate this because I think it's important as we have this conversation. I am immensely thankful to the men and women, to the women and men who sacrificed their lives so that I could have a better life. I was born in Chicago, 1953. I still remember there were swimming pools I couldn't go to. I remember parks I couldn't play ball in. I remember there were neighborhoods my parents couldn't rent an apartment in, much less buy a house, which they never had the ability to do. But I remember that, and I remember the transformative change. And I remember when Martin Luther King came to Chicago demanding open housing and the end of this of segregation. And what did he say? He said, "I've never seen such hatred in the eyes of anybody in Alabama and Mississippi as I've seen in the eyes of Chicago." That's the Chicago I was born into. That's the one that I have fought to improve all of my life. So look, I think Adam was exploited as young men and girls are exploited by what you call, I think you call them street organization, by organized criminals in our neighborhood who have gang affiliations. And that's why a 21-year-old man handed the gun over to Adam Toledo because he was coward. He said, let the children carry the gun. And that's what they do to little girls, and that's what they do to little boys in their marketing of drugs in our community. And so I see that, and I say, and then what do the police do? Well, they arrest the adult, they knock him to the ground, and they shoot the 13-year-old child. I have a funny feeling that if you really examine Adam Toledo's life, he was probably a lot like Laquan McDonald. Laquan McDonald was let down by so many people. He was in and out of the child welfare system, foster homes, and just abandoned as a child. And even in his death, there was $5 million, and $5 million bought the silence and hid the video of his shooting. That it had not been for a reporter, someone in the media like you guys, that went and demanded that video, we may not know that video today. And so, look, not everybody's going to have the possibility of my grandson, Luis Andres, of having a mom and a dad, a father and a mother, right? And then two grandparents that live on the second floor, because that's what we did. We lived on the second floor and we raised them together. Not everybody. But it is important that we understand that communities need to come together, and that regardless of whether his home situation wasn't the ideal one, whether he was exploited by the gang members, his life should not have been taken for him. It should not be a death sentence for him.
Okay, I can respect that. I'm going to tell you that one of the challenges that I hear often for the black folks is when we see these comparisons being made, right? When we see this being compared to Laquan, and I'm going to tell you that seeing the Adam Toledo video was probably more heart-wrenching because of the proximity, how close it was, what you could see. You could see his eyes, you could see his face, the blood. I mean, it was traumatic. I think when I hear restraint, I think he was shot once. I'm not comparing death at all. We watched as they pumped bullets into Laquan's dead body on the ground. And I think one of the things we have to be careful of, and I'm just going to say this respectfully, that we got to be careful about comparing our tragedies. And I mean, I think that's a very raw wound in black people's minds. And I think that I think we can have shared experiences and we can have separate experiences. And I just want to caution everybody on the comparison, because I heard a lot of this young man being George Floyd, which I know creates a scenario. Because what I'm saying, Congressman, from a lot of black people is we feel the pain, but we haven't necessarily seen anybody there with us as our pain has occurred. So we're going to we identify, but this isn't necessarily our fight. And so I just want to caution you as you move through this and as people navigate it, how they talk about it. I got a couple more questions and I'm going to let you out of here. Congressman, I used to, so this is going to go backwards. First of all, hey man, you smelling kind of mayoral. You done came back to Chicago. You done dueled up your residency. You're talking about, let me ask you a question before can we try, you're a longtime Chicagoan, 1953. I'm going to be honest with you. I was born in Chicago. I moved back in 1996. I've never seen Chicago at the state that it's in right now. I feel like we're in a state of chaos. I don't know which way is up. I don't feel like there's a sense of order. Talk to me. Can the mayor navigate us through this? Because I don't know which one to believe right now.
You know, I think that this is an opportunity to open up the kind of dialogue and conversation that has been lacking. I think we have seen, at least me from afar, for the last 2 years, I've seen Latino and I've seen Black city council members and elected officials not really come together and give us a definitive answer about how we deal with the violence in our community. There's police violence, and then there is the general violence which exists in our community. And we all know where that exists, right? And where it is primarily. And I think we need to have a response to it. So we need a total response to it. So no, look, I came back to Chicago. I look forward to the birth of my new grandson, Luis David. I'm very proud that each of my daughters decided to name their boys after
Lucky
me.
you. I'm jealous.
And I'm lucky. I'm very fortunate, and I want to be part of their lives And so I came back to Chicago. Am I registered to vote again in Chicago? Yes. Will I become a resident of the city of Chicago and next year file my income tax returns in the state of Illinois? Yes. Because this will be my primary home. Because, you know,
did you leave a dress in the closet? Did you leave a dress hanging in the closet? Because if you left a dress hanging in the closet, we can call Mike Casper and he can get it done for you.
I think you know what I mean. I mean, I really want to be part of Luis David's life. I don't want, you know, look, when you're 67, if you're lucky, if you're extremely lucky, you got about 15 years left. I want to make sure when he's 15 years old, he said, that was a badass grandpa I had. I knew him. I cherished him. I loved him. He was part of my life. And I hope to instill in him some great virtues, right? And great moral, which I know his mom and his dad will do, and his grandma will do, and hopefully his grandpa will do the same thing. So that's why I'm here. But if you call me, I would love nothing better. And maybe the next time I can be in the studio if you allow that.
Yes, 100%. We would definitely have you in the studio.
I can get in my car. I can get in my car and I can drive down there. Because look, I will tell you, there are so many shared experiences that we have. And I think having this kind of conversation is good for the city of Chicago. I will say, one of the things I like about the moment in which we live, right, is to see how we're breaking down. So I live on the northwest side of the city of Chicago. When I saw all of my white neighbors, many of them put up Black Lives Matter signs, even before the Floyd murder of George Floyd, even before that, and then subsequently make a statement, I said, wow, things are getting better. My daughters immediately went to the protests. Many of Latino leadership went to the protests, not only in the Congress of the United States, but even on the island of Puerto Rico, where we came together to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, so I'm going to enjoy my time with my grandson. And I will tell you, if I could quickly, my nephew was in his garage, right, with his grandparents upstairs in the apartment. And this was just yesterday. And a police officer walked into the garage, right?
They be tripping, man.
Pointed it at my nephew and said, what are you doing here? In his own garage, in a home owned by his grandparents.
Dang, you would think he is black, man. That sounds like he's black.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to say this. Do you really think that Donald Trump really distinguished much between black people and Mexicans that are murderers, rapists, and drug dealers?
I gotta ask, Congressman.
Really
but I gotta ask about that 1/3 and that 1/3 and 1/4 of Latinos that, knowing all those things that he says, still voted for him. Look, I get that part. I got two questions for you. I got two, and then I'm gonna let you take the floor.
Can I say one thing?
You can. You sure can.
Go to. Here's what we're gonna do the next time. We're gonna go to the 22nd ward, a Latino ward, and what are you gonna see there? You're gonna see Donald Trump getting 14% of the vote, right? No, wait a minute. He got 9% of the vote in the 22nd ward. 9%. So go to Latino neighborhoods. Don't believe this polling, because you know who they poll as Latinos? People who change their name from Jose to Joe. Go to I
wondered how that worked.
Once a week. And that's how they reaffirm their Latino-hood. So look, and they get counted in the poll, right?
Okay, wait, Congressman.
Hispanic wives who took on their surnames of Mrs. Rodriguez, she gets counted in the poll. Go to Latino neighborhoods where people live a Latino experience, like Little Village, and see how they voted.
Okay, I got two more questions for you, and then I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you sticking with us this whole time. So, I got a little insight on the Latino community from some of my history. I'm a graduate of MLI. I worked at the Roosevelt Group, so I worked with Vic and a whole bunch of... Back in the day, man, there was a fight over the Latino who, if you went to the party, they'd be like, who are the Latino power brokers, right? And the names that would come up, they would say, Luis got the north side. They say, Gary Chico got the money. And then they say, Victor Reyes got the other side. and then you kind of stepped out. And then Chewy came and built this like monstrosity of an organization that is just rolling up everything. Talk to me. Who are and I don't even know. My man Ron Rangel will be on tonight in this panel. But who's running the Latino community right now? Tell me, man. And how does this Puerto Rican Mexican thing work?
I would say clearly. Yeah, I would say clearly the voice of conscience of the Latino community rests with Congressman Jesus Garcia. Let's remember that when he ran against Rahm Emanuel in the 4th Congressional District, he may have lost, but he got 75% of the vote. And even when I left Congress and he ran, he got 64% of the votes in a multi-candidate race. Look, there are still little kids in the neighborhood who put little mustaches on themselves, right? He's an iconic figure now in our neighborhood. I'm so happy. I told Chewy one time, I said, Chewy, I spent 30 years, 26 in Congress, developing my relationship with the Latino community throughout the city of Chicago and throughout the United States. I said, you run for mayor, and in 3 months, you are outshining me. You have now catapulted yourself, and I'm so proud of him. I love him very much. I respect him even more, and I am so proud that we have him as a voice. Because Chewy is a genuine voice. And I know you don't want to talk about Harold Washington, but there is a reason that at the church, right, when they were giving the eulogies, who gave the eulogy? Jesus Garcia. There's a reason he was chosen, because he's always shown that kind of, how would I say this? That kind of integrity.
You know what, Congressman, I'm going to tell you what, man. I talk a lot of smack a lot. But I definitely enjoyed this conversation. Ruthie and Todd is sitting here looking like, Ruthie, you got something you want to ask the Congressman? I'm sorry.
Hey, Ruthie.
Good morning.
Morning.
No, not necessarily. I think you covered your bases very, very well.
Man, that's 26 years. You get to be a pro at this. Todd, you got anything?
No, just that I think the Congressman hit it on the head that we as a group are failing our children. We're just not being able to reach them, give them what they need so they can grow up and be productive.
All right. Well, Congressman, I'm going to give you the opportunity to close. I know you probably got something left in the pistol of yours.
Yes. Here's what I believe. I believe we need to come together. Do I recognize that when I'm in the 4th Congressional District, Cicero and Montrose, and I travel down Cicero and I go to the west side of the city of Chicago, that it's different? Yes, it's different. It is different. And it breaks my heart every time I go. But poverty in any part of the city of Chicago, hatred and discrimination and prejudice, which is allowed to thrive in any part of the city of Chicago, affects us all in every part of the city of Chicago. And so I want to go back, and I'm looking forward to having a conversation with Jesus Garcia, with other Latino elected officials. And I don't think we say this enough. I do. And anytime I have an opportunity to what I believe is going to be a majority Black audience, I always say thank you. Thank you, because I know your churches were bombed. I know your children were murdered. I know your leaders were assassinated. Thank you for giving me the opportunity of living in an unsegregated neighborhood and allowing me to go to the Congress of the United States. So I close with that.
You know what? You kind of slick how you did that. I saw how you did that. Because, I was probably going to be like, and then the black and brown. But you did. I like how you did that. And I appreciate you acknowledging our role in your success.
But I mean it.
I don't doubt it. Honestly, I do not doubt it. So I'm going to just hold you to it when we start making those maps.
And you had seen the poster of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, you would have known that I started this. Is Black and Puerto Rican people have lived together. Just go to New York City and go to the public housing projects and see us live together. Come to my island. And the first thing they're going to say to the three of you is, hola, ¿cómo está?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to assume, right? They're going to assume first that you're a fellow Puerto Rican. Because guess what? Put up a picture of Roberto Clemente. Put up a picture of our leaders. And they look just like you.
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go look in the book and see who look like us. And don't forget, Don't forget this kumbaya though when it's time to make them maps. And tell you when you talk to the congressman, you make sure when y'all start cutting. Cut the green team. Stay out the black neighborhoods. Let them take it back from the green team. Congressman, we appreciate you being here with us, man. And I look forward to having you back, man. I appreciate the conversation. Let's make this regular.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. That was Congressman Luis Gutierrez. Man, we had a great time. That was a great conversation. I appreciated having him on. He was not a bad dude. You know what I'm saying?
Very poised.
Can I come to the island?
Man, I was thinking I was thinking I'm gonna try. Maybe we take our vacation to Puerto Rico. Did they fix it yet?
Let me tell you, if you talk to the congressman and say, "Man, I'm going to Puerto Rico," he can help you out.
I bet you. I bet you can. Hey, y'all, do we need to move to What's in it for the Black People trip to Puerto Rico? Oh, you know the problem with Puerto Rico?
What's that?
What?
My cousin said they got dirt. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
You got to Kennedy King, so you remember Corey Brown?
I definitely remember Corey Brown from Morgan Park.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Murder, man. So I got it in with y'all one day before a game. And then y'all literally went out and destroyed some people by about 50 at Kennedy King. And I'll never forget, somebody shot a jumper. It came off long. And Corey will tell this story to this day. He says he went up, and I was in the stands. He went up before he could jump. He said he felt a foot on his head. And it was you. And you caught it, classic P-Mac, catching it over everybody, putting it back in. He says before he jumped, he felt a foot on his head. And Corey was 6'4", easy.
On his head.
On his head.
Yeah, Corey, so he was 6'4", man. I used to I don't know, I had a knack, man. I was always uber athletic. Like I was taught earlier, if somebody shoot, you got to come from the opposite side. I had a guy in my neighborhood named Wayne Irvin, legendary dude to us in our neighborhood. Played at Chicago State, played at Wyoming.
Okay.
Played against Patrick Ewing. He passed away a couple years ago, but went to CVS. He was a decorated player. A lot of people knew him. And he taught me early, like, you attack offensive rebounds from the opposite side. So if somebody shoot from the left wing, you crash from the right. If somebody shoot from the top of the key, you can crash because it can go either way and you can get it. I was so big and athletic. I used to get a lot of tip dunks. Like, for some reason, people never boxed me out. And once I got a running start, if it came off anywhere over the rim and bounced up, you was dead.
This is Eugene McIntosh, one half of the illest independent sports media outlet in the whole entire land, the Bigs. Check me and my player partner Terrence Tomlin, a.k.a. T-Tom the Great, on What's in it for the Black People Media Network.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. Hey, y'all, we only got a few more minutes before we go to the top of the hour. I wanted to, I enjoyed the conversation with Congressman Gutierrez. He just like when he be on Meet the Press. He'd be going fast. She'd be like, let me get him. Hold it. You know, they teach them congressmen, like, don't even breathe. Don't even, because I be trying to catch the breath so I can be, and right, they used to.
It's a strategy.
It is a strategy. He was like, I'm going to get what I got to say about this mug.
Well, that's always been him. He's always been a guy who was always, you know, I'm talking. And
if you don't I'm speaking, but he did. I felt like I was speaking me a couple times. Ruthie Moore, you seem so, you have a look of consternation.
You touched all your bases.
Yeah, he did.
Huh?
No, he did. He really did cover his bases. He's poised. Mm-hmm. You know, I just said
I forgot to tell him about that time. Okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it is pretty insightful to get different perspectives of what is happening in the Latinx or Latino community. And so I enjoy hearing the different perspectives because I do think we have a lot more in common than we let on. It's just about how is the laundry exposed. And I think it just that some of them, they like to keep their dirty laundry in-house. And some of them like to expose it. Same with black people.
Yep. I'm with you on that. I forgot to remind him. I was thinking he was acting all familiar, but then I just realized. Remember I told you
know him?
Yeah, like I forgot. Remember I told you when I went to Guadalajara and we found 23 heads in a bag? They found 20. We didn't find them. They found 23 heads in a bag when we got there. I was in Guadalajara with. Remember I told you I was this close to all of the stuff that we read about? Remember, I was like, I was this close. I remember I was like, God loves me because I was right there when all these people, we was all on the same trip.
Oh. And
so that's where I met the Cordero guy, the massage guy with Danny Solis, right? I was debating, should I ask him about that, but I decided not to.
You wanted to ask him for a massage?
No, Todd, that would have been your job.
First time on.
Huh? Yeah, I was like, let me say that. What's up? But, yeah, no, I thought that. Well, Todd, what were your thoughts on the congressman in this conversation?
Well,
I think we got a big get too.
Pretty much like you said, the congressman is who he is. He's been pretty much that guy for the last 30 years. He's very outspoken. He's very much into unifying the Latinos, and he knows that he has to talk to the black people. But he knows the strength is in unifying the Latinos.
Let me ask you, did he tell us, did he essentially allude to the fact that he's running for mayor? He's moving back to run for mayor. I took that as, if you're asking me if I'm going to move here and register my house again here, yes. If you are going to ask me if I'm going to register to vote, yes. If you're going to ask me if I was like, oh, okay.
Papi, tómalo suave.
Right.
I don't know, Sonia. I think his accent is like Pakistani.
Yeah, it's like Arabic.
Hey, don't give me Abu. What? Could you tell me his name again? I love when you said that the other day. What's his name? Abu what?
Oh, Apu.
Apu.
Nahasapima Pedalon.
I don't know who that is, but I don't want to learn that.
The fake character off of The Simpsons.
The businessman with the storefront.
Say his name one more time.
No, I'm not.
Please.
Because you know that the people don't like that. You know they use Apu as a slur.
Apu.
Is he the one in the Quickie Mart?
Yes.
The businessman with
Could
the
you please tell me his
storefront.
name one more time?
When I was little, I thought he was black because his skin was black.
That's the problem with them, though. They skin be darker than us, and they be still acting like. Could you record this? Come on, say it.
Apu Nahasapima Pedalon.
Did you record that?
I don't think she got it because I said it real fast.
Everything's recorded.
He taught Marge how to really shop. I remember that episode. He knew everything about people in line. Don't get in that line. That guy's gonna write a check.
Hey,
I gotta go back and watch that. That was good. Ruthie almost lost her tea.
That ain't even right.
What? I didn't write it.
Hey, man.
I think the problem is the character. It was a white man doing the voice.
So if it was an Indian guy, we have a
yes, it would be okay.
If it had been an Indian guy, we wouldn't have understood him. There's actually no, seriously, there's a good reason why they use people who aren't from those countries.
Todd, that is not true.
I can't understand. Have you ever tried to get have you ever called Comcast?
Yeah,
okay. I'm telling you, they'd be like, hello, this is Sue. I'd be like, Sue.
Yeah, right.
Spell
That's not your name.
XIOXULNNOP. That is not how you spell Sue. Excuse me. Look, and they got a script. I'd be like, you stink. Would you like to hurt? If you don't give me a piece of, it does not say you must push. Man.
That's why when I watch the British movies, I put on the closed captions because I can't understand it, and they're speaking English.
Right.
So with your logic, Todd, is it okay for the British actors to be playing black people? Because you can't understand an American accent?
No, I think there's something kind of racist behind this. Because
it's the same with Apu.
Say his name one more time.
Apu. It is the same.
Last name, though.
No, you are not getting me.
Could you say it?
You're going to have to YouTube it.
I mean, I don't care if they hire. I'm all for it. I don't care
who
they
hire.
What do you want to
do it for me, please? Could you say it one more time?
Apu Nahasapima Pedalon.
Thank you.
I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I could have totally made that up for my
That
child.
name is pretty long.
You always interrupted.
It's super stereotypical.
Okay.
Apu.
The last part.
I never heard Apu before, though.
What's his name again, though?
I don't even know if I'm saying it right.
Say it right.
I think it's Nahasapima Pedalon. That's according to, I believe, how they say it on The Simpsons. I think. Don't quote me, though. For real, don't quote me, because I could be saying it wrong. But I know
we're quoting you.
It was created by a white man, though.
We're quoting you.
That's like
I'll be like, Ruthie said.
Created by
It's kind of like when you be like Pookie and Ray Ray. You know how much we hate that when white people say it?
Do white people say it?
Yes, they do.
Where do they say that?
When they refer to Pookie and Ray Ray.
At Ruthie meeting with the white boys. That's why it's the Maze Jackson show. Ruthie, don't you be dating Pookie and Ray Ray. What Pookie and Ray Ray? Ruthie, let me tell you.
What you say about marrying a white man? When
Don't get Ruthie cursed. Don't make me. I gotta block too many people when you don't talk. Don't say that no more because
I don't want to upset the black men.
Right, because we was salty. It was everybody was. I had to block a whole bunch of people. Brothers was not happy.
They called me a bed wench.
A bed wench?
I'm telling you, black men, they get really mad.
What's a wench?
Like, hey, wench, bring me another goblet.
Wench, right? Woman. That's
from medieval times.
It's just so that's when you could just come over and we could just slap you on the booty and all that stuff. And wench,
you have to laugh.
Come in, you like, oh. It's the Maze Jackson show. We'll be back, hey, y'all. Y'all might want to tune in. I know y'all was involved in the. So
8 o'clock already.
We're gonna separate fact from fiction. Not fact from fiction. We're going to separate what we know from what we don't know from what we heard. Because we are going to talk about what happened this weekend that made social media go crazy. So much so that the mayor had to address the fact that she was not going to resign. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Sissy's Taco Hours and More Days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at the Woodlawn. Hours and More Days. Check them out at their new pop-up location at the Woodlawn, located 1200 East 79th Street. Sissy's Taco Bar offers authentic street tacos infused with international soul. Now every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Woodlawn from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. New vegan tacos have been added to the menu too. Visit sissytacobar.com for more info.
What about my love? Seems you have forgotten love. W-I-I-N-T. I do believe that something went wrong somewhere. What about my feelings? Do they mean anything at all? You got me so in love, I'm too blind to see. And but you got my love, now you wanna put me down. And but you got my love, got me standing on shaky ground. What about it, baby? What about the days and the nights we spend? What about the love together. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Really wish you would change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, you got me standing on shaky ground. Now that you got my love, you don't come around. Now that you got all my love, yeah, you got me standing on shaky ground. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Oh my, I had a conversation with her. This is how it went. Before you leave out the door, before you leave out the door, baby, won't you change your mind? Oh, Lord have mercy. 'Cause I need you and you need me. I know we can be happy. Just wait and see. Baby, won't you change your mind? I'll do better if you change your mind. Now that you got my love, you don't even come around. Now that you got my love, got me standing on shaky. Now that you got my love.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case, he was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. So we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world! This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd. Stroger with his Star Trek logo on his shirt. What's that, Todd? You look like Mr. Kirk with a. You look like Captain Kirk with a like a knockoff Kirk shirt.
It's some country club. I don't remember.
Some country. Look at is it Evergreen? It ain't. Well, you know it ain't Evergreen.
They don't have a
no, not Evergreen. What's the
Beverly?
Oh yeah, no, they got one in Evergreen Park though on the other side. What's the other one? There's one
Ridge?
Ridge.
Ridge. No, it's not them either.
Okay, yeah, you know they don't let black. They still don't let black people in.
I'm not surprised.
They still don't let black people in. You got to be lighter than man. You got to be light to get into Beverly Country Club because they just don't like black people. All right, I'm gonna stop.
What's the point?
Point of what?
To play golf?
It's to play golf in the.
Well, golf is one thing, but you know,
to get away from
generally have a they have like a tennis court and
so your kids don't have to play with the regular people.
Drinks. Oh,
you go there
socializing.
Yes,
it's a social place.
But it's like the new version of it is like the Soho House, right, and places like that where they got these private, the new private clubs.
Those are rich people who don't play golf.
No, they're not. Soho is for artists. It's for people who are in the creative space. So you go there and
they're rich white folks. They make more. They're rich in the sense that they make more money than black people do.
Well, I think the funny thing though about the Soho is they court like the blackness is courted, right? It's like because it's like the white people that want to be special, but they like it's like the Black Lives Matter white people sort of, and so they like free spirited and it's like you walk in and they're like, yes, and they all have like tattoos and they're like, oh, you're welcome here. Until you sit in but then when the white people come, they be like, what are all the black people doing? Like the staff is like, like they, the cool hypnotists. If you ain't Kanye though, they kind of white people be like, what are they doing by the pool?
Oh.
Right, and they'd be like, hey yo, that's when I gotta go sit and spread my legs all the way out. You know what I'm saying? I got to do the back man sit. Where it's like, you gotta occupy like you got to occupy like two chairs and be like, I wish you would ask me, could you sit? Because this is one of them places where you'll be at your table and the white people just come sit at
it's shared space. It's co-working space. Yeah. That's what it's for, to build community.
We went to.
I was like, I guess I just didn't get that in the memo. Because I'm sitting at my table and I'm working, and then some white person just come sit down, put their computer down. I'm like, you don't see me sitting there, fool?
It ain't. It's like the library. You can't get mad when people come sit by you.
I do get mad.
But we went to a breakfast place in L.A. and that was like maybe 15, 20 years ago, and it was just like tables. We were sitting down. Some people came and sat down. We all just ate together. It was cool.
Pre-COVID.
They were black people. Very pre-COVID.
Todd, Janice wants you to complete a sentence. Could you go to
period.
Thing.
That has been ruthless on this Monday morning.
I'm gonna tell y'all, the deal need to be. I be reading y'all comments. One day you gonna be like, some days I be depending on my mood. You be
ready to.
I be like
X them out.
Yeah, I be like, right. I had a fool tell me we shouldn't do the show tonight. Speaking of tonight, don't forget we have a candid conversation, a candid black and brown conversation. Let me thank my man Roberto Sepulveda, who we may have to add to the list of guests tonight. But tonight, Ray Lopez, Mateo Zapata, T.O. Hardeman, Alderman Ray Lopez, and myself will be convening at 7 p.m. tonight, right on the Maze Jackson page on What's in It for 7 p.m. Central. The What's in It for the Black People Media as one of our special programming opportunities. We're going to talk about the Adam Toledo shooting. But we're going to talk about it in black and brown conversation because you know me. I'm kind of like, I feel y'all, but this ain't my march.
Yeah, I think Mr. Hardeman is going to bring a good perspective to the street organization piece.
I look forward to it. So tonight, tune in. T.O. Hardeman, myself, Mateo Zapata, Ray Lopez, Alderman Ray Lopez, as well as, who was the first one? Juan Rangel. Juan Rangel, who's also a Little Village resident. And he's talking about, and I tried to get the Latino that's like, it's gangs. I got the Latino that's like, F the police. I got the Latino that's like, I'm with the police. I got T.O. Hardeman to give us the gang and, the street organization, plus the whole concept of the melding of black and brown or pulling a part of it in the realm of that. And then, you know me, I just talk a lot of smack. But actually...
See, that's the problem with black folks. We think changing a name changes the narrative.
What? Street organization.
Right. It's like taking the ninja thing and putting an A on it and all of a sudden, no, it's different.
Todd, it actually does. There's power in language, my brother.
I know, but...
You can change the name. You can be called something different. Ain't that what the whole Bible based on? Ain't you a religious man?
I can call that wall white, but it's still black.
Well, technically, it has white undertones because I think it was white before it was black. So technically speaking, it could be a white wall depending on when you came into the Whiftable Media Studios.
You know what they call that?
Here we go.
Yeah, that's the part you're supposed to say.
Oh, what?
Too much education, Ruthie.
No, there's power in names.
I do too. I think if you be like, if you embrace ninja or you embrace powerful black men, right? There's a difference. And it's like, I think if you...
That's not even close, though.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, say it again, Maeve.
If I say these ninjas, or I say these powerful black men, right?
Okay, yep.
So it's the same thing. Like if you, like now, one day if you, like I think like if you watch that movie about the conservative vice lords, right? Like they literally were a positive organization, right? And
I don't know.
Okay, so you should.
I didn't see the movie.
It's not. It is actually a movie. It's a documentary. And then they actually took them and they went to what Celine probably knows the story. And they all went to like Dartmouth or something like that. And they took them to school and they graduated and they came back and became part of their community. Like they whole part of like the Vice Lords was when they were when that part of the whole we're not a gang, we're organization was like they was planting grass, green space. They was doing a lot of other stuff. So I do think there is some. I think if you stop telling people that they the worst, and I don't know, man. I do think there is power.
Man, you could start out as something and end up as something else. By the time I was in high school, that was not the way the West Siders talked about.
I got you. I'm saying, but that's the same way with there's evolutions. There's positive evolution. There's negative evolution. Yes. But it does not mean that. Again, I mean, I think you look at where Planned Parenthood started, right? Like when y'all watched the Margaret Sanger stuff. She was not, like, they trying to clean it up now, but she was like, get rid of them.
Negroes.
Yes. They cut them off. However, put these little white houses. Man, I could not understand why my mom would be so enraged every time she saw a Planned Parenthood place. But she talked about how they used to put them in country towns. Like, you see this white building and they knew that. Anyway, so...
That's interesting. I don't ever remember seeing one until I was like an adult.
Because you knew what you were looking for.
Because they...
Oh, that's probably true.
Never mind.
Come on, Ruthie. Educate us.
No, I mean, y'all probably just didn't know they existed because they had to operate underground because women didn't have access to that as a medical procedure.
Okay. I'm not even tripped. I'm just telling you.
But trust and believe is you probably just rolled right past the house. Didn't even know it was there.
Just like Miss Whatchamajigum's house in Natchez. Which was the whole house, but everybody just rolled past it like it was. Anyway.
No, they knew that.
Right, they did.
At least the men did.
Yeah, they were like, why are them cars parked out there?
Right.
Well, I've been working on my golf swing.
Hey, there you go.
I was thinking about you yesterday, Todd, when I drove past.
Man, it was warm, wasn't it?
I was thinking about you when I drove past Jackson Park yesterday.
And it was crowded.
It was crowded. I didn't even know they had golf carts at Jackson Park.
Yes, they've had them for, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years.
How much they charge you to rent it?
Like $16 a person.
Oh, that's it. I just do that just to go get my son to go roll
That's
around.
how I feel about it, Ruth.
That's a lot of money.
For a golf cart?
Per person, and if I ride with you, I got to pay $2 to get in?
No, you share it.
No. It's $16 a person.
That's what
per car?
That's a lot.
So if it's...
Yeah. So it's $32 if there's
for the whole
two
game?
people.
Clubs included.
Yeah, for all 18.
Stuff,
Oh, yeah, y'all tripping, man.
That's not
like,
bad.
what is the cost of entertainment?
Ruthie and I are down home people.
Mm-hmm.
$16? Do y'all go to the
per
movies?
person?
Yeah,
the movie's like $15 at the most
per person.
Yeah, but I get to bring in my snacks.
You can bring your snacks to golf course.
You can you bring your snacks and stuff, or you got to buy it there?
They'll call you on.
No, well, depending on where you are, but Jackson Park, no.
You can't bring snacks. Yes, you can.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant the opposite.
Right,
Right.
Jackson Park, you can bring some snacks.
Yeah. Oh, okay, good.
Right, and if you at the country club, the beer cart coming, and then when you get to the
is it free?
No,
hell no.
Oh, you got to pay a membership and you got to pay for snacks.
You ain't got to pay for the membership if you are a guest. You go to a golf place. Anyway,
when you join like a country club, they have different levels.
I'm tired of being.
I'm just telling y'all the mayor's office is like,
Ruthie, come with me to Oklahoma. My dad's a member.
Oh, okay.
And you have
In
to
Oklahoma.
spend
They like,
so
please
much
keep
money
talking
a
about
month.
this. Yeah,
Own
you gotta
stuff?
spend. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
So you pay a membership fee, then you have a club, like you have a food and beverage total. So say like depending on the club, and that's kind of how they keep people out.
Yeah,
right?
I bet.
So it's like
Yeah.
you pay your membership fee, but then you have like say you got to spend $500 or $1,000 a month in recreation.
Is that normal?
Food. I mean, I don't know what the number is, but I'm
Okay.
saying it's probably like 500 to 1,000. I can see that.
I can see that.
I can
Oh my
easily see 500.
goodness.
You spend $500,000 a month on Uber Eats.
Who?
You
crazy. That's a lot of money.
You don't spend $500 on Uber Eats.
Hecky no.
That's why you.
I will.
Skinny,
That's a
ain't
lot
you?
of money.
No, but
You
you
got
can,
love
you
that
can use their
little tiny boy
facility.
show.
Or I would just go out and get it. Like
Ruthie has
500
greens and
a month?
cornbread every day. She makes her
Ruthie,
own
you
greens and
You
cornbread.
can go play tennis,
No, I don't.
volleyball, use the
that's just a lot of. I mean, I guess I just never thought about that. A country club had
great for network.
Had money quotas, but
Yeah,
it's a
then
lot
your
of stuff
kids
to
go
do.
and then they sign for their food. You want your kids that they take their
Right.
friends.
That's what
so they
Chicago
go to
Park.
the pool.
That's what sound like Chicago Park District.
Yeah,
No.
but just anybody can't come in. That's
Right.
why it's a club.
Right. Wow. You'd be like, yo, they'd be like, what? Don't be bringing. You cannot pee in the pool. White people pee in the pool all the time.
I'm sure
they
they
be
do.
nasty too.
Mm.
I'd be like, I'd be like, I always do when the white people be around. I'd be like, I give them the extra sanitary, like, oh.
Well, that's why the pool is. That's why your eyes burn when you get out because they put so much chlorine because they know you peeing.
Right. You always not somebody peeing in the pool because they just standing there.
Doing
around
nothing.
We know you peeing in the pool right now.
Does chlorine kill corona?
I bet it does. Shoot, if Lysol kill corona, I'm sure bleach does.
Oh, bleach does.
Chlorine is bleach. I'm just saying. The whole point of chlorine is to kill everything.
No, chlorine isn't bleach. Chlorine is put into bleach.
Oh, I got you to make. I'm just telling you. The white people in the summertime, when they ain't got no chlorine, you know what they pour in the pool?
What?
Bleach.
No way.
Yes way. Yes way. Without a doubt. Yeah, dude, they don't pour. Like, I mean, you think about it diffusing, it kills. Bleach kills. You know that. Well, your mama pour a cup of bleach in your bath water. You'd be like, what is going on here?
That reminds me of what Gutierrez was saying. My grandmother used to use.
Look at the mayor's office. Like,
whitening.
keep it up.
Right.
Cream.
Whitening cream. Yep.
Yeah.
I remember.
Wow. Okay.
You know they do that's a big thing in Jamaica now.
In a lot of African countries.
They be like, we're going to be white, and then they can't come outside, and then they die from the sun poisoning because they took all of but they running around. But they be robbing people. Like, it's like, my thing is, dog, you can't get away because you're albino now. Like, they be like, in Jamaica, it's like, dog, they be like, okay.
According to Trump, it kills corona.
Right, drink some. Okay, y'all. All right, so how many of y'all, does anybody want to talk about what happened this weekend, or y'all want me to just leave it alone? We talk about something else.
Something happened?
I still don't understand
You don't understand
the
Okay.
timeline because I came in.
Okay, so let me start here by saying that.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is all rumor, innuendo. Nothing that we are talking about is confirmed. I am just going to talk about the events of the weekend and kind of how they unfolded, kind of what we know, what we don't know, what we've heard, what we've assumed, what we've gotten from a combination of sources. I feel comfortable talking about it because it has become essentially a news story.
Do you have the visuals of the tweets?
I do not, and
See?
I'm not gonna put up the tweets, and I'm not gonna do all of that stuff because when we had our conspiracy, that was my time. Like, I was doing all of that, and then the conspiracy, and they cut off our internet. I just want to let y'all know we still do not have internet. We are working off of an iPad, so I want to encourage you all to keep sticking with us. So, Todd, I don't know if you know this weekend, and Ruthie, I don't know if you know because you don't even really be on social media like that.
No, I look up on Ruthie's page.
It'd be like,
I'm saying nothing today.
Ruthie be like, I'm not trying to.
I really don't know how y'all do it so frequently every day. I liken it to an alternate universe.
I don't do it as much just because I don't have the time now. Like, I feel like you know when I got a couple minutes, because then like on Sunday mornings I have like an outburst.
Oh, because when you have time.
Right. When I got time, it'd be like all Sunday morning I'd be like but anyway,
I look through Facebook right before I get in the shower.
I wake up and I look at Facebook while I'm preparing to get in the shower every morning. It's
Is
like
that where
my
y'all get y'all
rhythm.
news from in the mornings?
I do get some news from there. Yeah.
I do somewhat, but I have a routine.
One of my routines.
Right? Like I really do the Facebook scroll to see did anybody say something crazy last night.
Right.
And so about Saturday morning, Friday night, I started getting pinged and getting calls from people saying, "Have you heard about what's going on?" And I was thinking that they were talking about the uprisings, the post-protests of the Toledo killing. But it turns out that the social media sphere was abuzz with rumors, innuendo, and sparsely contained facts regarding our current mayor. Now, again, I want to make sure that everybody is tuned in, is listening, is that this is not, I am not confirming any of this. I am not even saying that any of this is true. I'm telling you what happened this weekend as it related to the social media buzz that led to the mayor tweeting and announcing that she would not be resigning from office. Now, you got to say to yourself, how in the world does it come to the mayor get to the point of a conversation when we left here on Friday about the mayor resigning? Now, we talking about she might not win again, but no conversation of resignation. Now, the resignation component of it took off. It was supercharged when Jamal Green tweeted that while the mayor would be resigning on Monday regarding a sex scandal. Then it was compounded. The Twitter sphere went crazy when Arnie Duncan, former National Education Secretary, says, well, we can't look forward. He said, we'll see what happens on Monday. Right? Now, today is Monday, so we don't know if any of this is true. But what Jamal Green alluded to, and people assumed that Arnie Duncan was talking about, was Mayor Lori Lightfoot being summarily dismissed, or not dismissed, but resigning because of a sex scandal. What is the origins of this? The origins of this story come from a series of texts, tweets, and from one CWB Chicago, which is a Twitter. You can find them on Twitter. And it's basically a news source for the North Side, in which there were allegations that there were a variety of different stories. So the first allegation was that there was an incident of domestic abuse at the mayor's house. Now, I'm not saying that this is what I'm telling you. Everything that I'm telling you about was in the social media space, right? And that report was based on the fact that this is all alleged, that it was alleged that the mayor and her wife got into a physical altercation that required intervention from the mayor's security detail at home. So that was
serious.
The genesis of the conversation. That's kind of why I was like, so that's the genesis of kind of the buzz, right? And so apparently there was a leak from someone inside of the house detail, because everything that you see is they've done a very good job of just ensuring that they cut paste so that you can't get no names and you can't make no allusions, etc. Now, it is now rumored that the cause of this is, again, all rumor and innuendo, and this is what made the world go. It is rumored that there was a domestic violence incident at the home of the first family due to infidelity. Again, rumors. That it is alleged that the first lady was angered that there was an alleged entanglement between the mayor and another person who it is alleged attempted to extort the mayor. Okay. So it is alleged that there was a rendezvous in an Elmhurst hotel room that, right, I said Elmhurst. I want to know what hotel. This, again, I'm telling you, this is all rumor and innuendo. I'm talking about everything that was in the universe, okay?
Oh, this is
and obviously, I'm telling you this because it obviously reached a point where the mayor had to address it.
it's out there in the world.
And all of the news sources, so I don't want it to be like Maze Jackson did this because they always be like,
Nope.
So now, the next step to that was there was an allegation that the first lady was upset because the mayor requested, it's alleged, a confidential overhear, which is she knew that she realized she was being extorted and asked the police to record the person to catch them. But in the process, because the incident was alleged to have occurred and she was alleged to have extorted, the first lady was alleged to be upset that she was cheating in the next room, right? So that is what allegedly. So the allegedly, the mayor requested a confidential overhear because she was being extorted by someone that they are saying she had an illicit relationship with. That then angered the first lady. They are saying it led to a physical altercation. Okay? In the mix of this also then comes the story of the woman on the mayor's detail who was in trouble earlier this year about the domestic violence case. Because it is alleged that during this confidential overhear, that part of the conversations between the mayor and someone on her detail were overheard as well. I'm going to stop right there, and we'll be back after these messages, and we'll break it down some more as to what we've heard. Again, I want to be clear. This is all the allegations that were floating around social media this weekend. I'll read you some of the tweets and some of the things that were said. And then, Todd, I want to know, should she have responded to this? Because I think that her response didn't help her in this process. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Shop at Black-owned and operated Solo Beauty, where you are appreciated and respected. Located at 8158 South Cottage Grove, Solo Beauty can supply all of your black hair care needs. Solo Beauty is open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Sneaking with my wife, creeping with my wife, sneaking with my wife, creeping with my wife. I can't get enough of you, thinking of you.
Another one.
Yes, this is true, and it feels so good. Sneaking with my wife, creeping with my wife, sneaking with my wife, creeping with my wife. Our friend's house, you're looking sexy to me. Oh yeah, excusing ourselves in the bedroom while we sneak off and creep. Yes, this is true, and it feels my wife. Creeping with my wife. Sneaking with my wife. Creeping with my wife.
Hey, where are the white women at?
I don't care where it will be. Just let us be free.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my co-host, Todd Stroger, Ruthie Moore, Sonia Escobar, and that is Tyrone Tate, creeping with my wife. Hey, Tyrone Tate, this is also the writer of What's in It for the Black People. You know what this remind me of? You know how when the artists make a song and then they be like redoing it, like they be trying to make another hit from this. It's like, What's in It for the Black People? Like, you know how they be like, what was Christopher Williams did like the Don't Wake Me, and then he was like, I can't think of the other one he did, but it was like the same song. All right, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. Shout out to Tyrone Tate, cheating with his wife, creeping with his wife. Apparently that is the problem here. There was no creeping with the wife. Apparently there are rumors and innuendo that there was creeping going on. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. So the mayor yesterday, after everything, tweeted a response, right?
What was it?
Because she tweeted a response in regards to all of the social media buzz, people suggesting that she was going to resign. Now, I got to be clear. I never thought she was going to resign. I never thought she was going to resign.
I didn't think she would reply.
But I did.
Right.
Well, that's the thing.
Move along.
I feel like I didn't think she would reply unless there was something there. Right?
What you mean?
And so I went to her response, and here's what I got. This is what the mayor responded to after the stories. Wait, do y'all want me to read y'all some of the tweets I got first?
Yes,
some
please.
of the stuff, the text that people were sending, saying what happened. I'm going to read you the texts that were floating around, so you can understand where we came from, all right? So these are texts that were sent to me. I'm not going to pass y'all none of these memes. In case you missed it, one of Chicago mayor's security team charged with domestic battery after allegedly assaulting her girlfriend. Marnie Washington is stripped of police powers. Lightfoot, it's a person I know, it's a person I care and value, but the process is going to have to play out in the normal course. Well, she returned to her position within months. Then Jamal Green sent out his tweet saying that the mayor was going to resign. He said he was going to reserve his comments. Only part is she does. No. He then alluded to the fact that perhaps Brendan Riley would be elected as the mayor, or be put in as the mayor. Now, let me go backwards because I want you to hear some of the reports from the police officers. So here are not the police officers, but the reports. Yep, look at this. Hot off the presses. I don't know if I should read this. Should I read this?
No.
I mean, we're in it now. I mean,
hot off the press. The mayor had an intimate relationship with female one on detail and girl at Copa. Girl at Copa guy got locked up for gun. Larry called someone to get it released. Larry's wife found out about it and beat mayor's beat. Yeah, it was going down this weekend. So, my sources are excellent, report that your mayor was involved in a domestic with her. Now, these are from police officers. I'm getting these from the police
they're out in
hotline.
the world.
Yep. Involved in a domestic with her Frankenstein mate. The house detail had to intervene. The reason for the domestic was Frankenstein confronting Groot on her ongoing affair with a female member of her detail. Please join me in praying this is accurate and released. Lord have mercy. So the mayor was out with some beep, and they went their own ways. Afterwards, the broad was out and got locked up for UUW, which is an unlawful use of weapon. She calls the mayor and said, if you don't make this go away, I'm going to the papers. The UUW went away, and a few days ago, Larry's wife was beating the out of her, and the detail had to step in. Then they started sending pictures of the people. CWB Chicago sends out a note that says, you know what Chicago needs right now? A sex scandal, right? And these tweets are flying around. Hold on. Let me see what else we got in there.
A lot of them were very aggressive.
Apparently, also hearing that the mayor is verified. Apparently a COH was done and recorded the extortion attempt. COH is a confidential overhear.
Oh, okay.
So this explanation. Double L realized she was being extorted, so she reached out to CPD. CPD did a confidential overhear to record evidence of the extortion. She knew it would blow the lid off of her affair, but that's better than being caught corrupt and making cases go away in exchange for sexual favors. LL was backed into a corner and was her only way out. That was which led to the domestic violence, which is a second issue altogether. I'm going to tell you that the mayor's response. Ruthie, why are you making them faces?
It's just salacious.
So here's the mayor's response
I need mittens
to all of. Now, first of all, I'm saying all of this is. I have been the victim of social.
It's really
media.
detailed.
It's beyond detailed, and I'm gonna.
I mean, they're making accusations that can be proven
They-
on paper.
The challenge is, though, you sign a confidential. So I talked to experts, and they say that any member of the detail signs a confidentiality agreement, right? Which makes sense. Like, I would not want nobody 24 hours at my. I won't even let the maid wash my drawers.
NDA.
Right? Like, so, seriously, I'd be like, hold on, that's a little personal. You clean up the house, you be like, let me clean up before the maid come.
I don't have those types of problems.
Huh? So here is the mayor's response.
Okay.
To all of it. First of all, these memes are crazy. I just need you to see this meme, though.
Out of control.
This is the mayor's. This is what they said the mayor's response was.
Don't show that
Don't
to
show
Todd.
what your girlfriend was hot like.
I don't. I won't say. So the mayor's response. The mayor went to Twitter to respond. Good morning. Listen to this one. Good morning from my mansion in Sauganash.
Pardon?
Seriously, though, our city doesn't have any time for homophobic, racist, and misogynistic rumors today or any day. It's shocking and disappointing to see some media members and verified Twitter handles are peddling this trash as truth. If people hadn't noticed, we have a major challenges in Chicago we need to address together. This nonsense that some apparently have the luxury of indulging in has not fed one person, stopped the pandemic, housed anyone living on the street, or saved one young person. Anyone who wants to work with me to make progress, I'm ready. Even if we don't actually always see eye to eye, if you actually love this city and want to be a part of making it better, let's do the work. The rest of you, get out of the way. That sounded like a full-throated dodge.
Stop.
Now, I'm going to say this. So I asked you all earlier today, does what happens in the bedroom make a difference? So I'm going to say no. So let's push the sexual stuff to the side.
Okay.
We got to ask, did the mayor use her? Well, but back up, though. Because we got to also remember, we pushed this to the side, but let's not forget Eddie Johnson. Okay? So I do want to be clear that the mayor drew a line in the sand on the mayor Eddie Johnson situation. So for some kind of ways, in my estimation, she brought sex into it in the grand scheme of things. Now, she did everything.
You reaching a little bit. He was slumped over.
No, he made it home. He was home.
She was upset about the
and he
affair.
wasn't slumped over. He was laid back.
He was slumped backwards.
He was
laid
asleep.
his seat back.
I just feel like it's a little bit different.
So this is all I'm saying.
But she called them out in the press
she
conference.
put that in the street. So I'm saying the sexual stuff, you just but that's okay. I got you. Now my question now becomes, the issue to me is not really sex. The sex is just like and that's kind of the whole point of, I was saying, should we take the sting out of sexual stuff? Because again, the reason this kicked off was because the girl said, I'm going to the law. I'm going to the press, not the law. So you didn't do anything illegal, but I'm going to go to the press and I'm going to embarrass you. Now, if the press says, so what, you had an affair, a illicit threesome or whatever it is, we don't care, that's par for the course, move around, she don't got this problem.
But the press ain't gonna say that though.
Right, because we gonna be talking about it like I am right now. Like, aha, you didn't make no friends.
Somebody may have gone to the press, and the press had deemed them not credible. I've seen that happen.
Okay.
Good point.
Got it. So I think, my question now becomes, what do you think, let me not say do you think. I think the real issue is not the extortion. I don't think that it is the sexual pieces of it that are salacious. I do think domestic violence is a real issue. I would tell you that I've never thought about domestic violence like a woman beating up another woman. Excuse me, but I do think domestic violence is something that we should take seriously. I also think that the mayor's use of her power to even make crimes go away is really the issue. And so I think what we have to do is find out what happened with that CR, what happened with the lady who was dismissed, who got in trouble, right, for the unlawful use of a weapon for her ex-girlfriend who was caught on the phone. We don't care about the sex stuff. But we do want to know, did the mayor make those charges go away? Now, very reliable source in the police department has suggested that there have been at least 2 more. So let me back up. A very good source in the police department has alleged that there were at least 2 more domestic violence calls this year to that same address. And I'm going to say that this source, impeccable. Okay, so I'm not tripping. I'm not bugging. But it does beg the question, did the mayor fix it for this police officer that is now on the detail that is alleged she has a relationship with?
I don't know.
I think that's really the issue.
Okay, so to keep it 100, it wouldn't be the first time. We just saw Eddie Johnson did that. Maybe it's just like a thing that people do.
I think it is a thing that people do. But it's a thing that she doesn't. She frowns upon. That makes her no different.
She did not frown upon Eddie's sexual indiscretions. She
said it was an embarrassment. And Lisa's
he
white.
was slumped forward.
No, she did frown upon those too. It was both of those things actually.
He lied. He wasn't truthful.
That's why she didn't deny anything this time.
Because the mayor is litigious.
The mayor learned that every time I lie, somebody be like, here's the tape.
Nobody really, if y'all think about it, people don't really care about litigious agreements and things like that. You can get somebody to sign a non-disclosure, but guess what they gonna do? Write their memoir and deal with the consequences later. Put your business out on social media and say they got hacked. People, there is no sign this piece of paper to keep this confidential. Like, we live in a society where people don't really seem to honor the way that the legal system has oftentimes been used to silence people in certain cases. Think about it. I agree. We live in a society where Dave Chappelle can sign something, an agreement, and then be like, okay, y'all, don't watch this on Netflix. And they changed it. We live in a society where if you ain't happy with your record deal that you signed when you was 18, you can go back and you can make them people change it in the court of public opinion. That seems to matter much more than legal agreements.
Well, more than likely they were robbing the artist, but
I agree. Well, I'm not saying that all legal agreement, like obviously is one sided, but we live in a world where people don't really seem to care about your legal agreements. Think about it. Think about the Anjanette Young thing. That was somebody saying, I don't care about the legal agreement. Let's put this in the court of public opinion.
It's bigger than yeah.
That's where we live, in the court of public opinion. So while y'all think y'all got people signing NDAs and non-disclosures, nobody care about that no more because the power of social media.
There's always
until you get sued
a rumor mill. It doesn't always get out.
Don't matter though.
The
people don't care about. I don't think
matter.
people be caring. They be like, so what?
You can start a GoFundMe now. Like we don't.
That's true.
People ain't honoring legal stuff.
Raise your own money.
You can raise your own money because exactly.
Until you get sued.
No, that's why you raise the money. People will pay for your defense fund.
Yes, like and you'll probably have some left over because they feel like, oh, this was an egregious act against somebody.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
The legal system has been used to cripple people, and I think we're living in a society where people are like, no, but I also think it can be used to people's benefit in either direction, and that's the challenge of it. It's the power of social media. Imagine if that story is completely false, fake, and you do have people who are considered to be quote unquote verified blue check people sharing things that are not true. Like that is an issue. That's how Russia was able to steal the election because of the power of social media. That's how China is able to hack into our stuff because of the power of social media. Social media has power. People have voices. And I do think people should be more careful with when they do have those platforms. What type of messaging are you giving to the people? Because people can be manipulated when you start trusting people. And that's why I'm not on social media, because that's the downside to it.
What do you think if part of it's true?
I think a big chunk of it is true.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What if you think if the domestic relations part is true, that they had to come a few times and say, okay, hey, you guys gotta calm down?
Well, okay, so I typically believe Maze in terms of like your truthfulness. So if you say this is a A1 verified source, I'm gonna believe what you say because you don't really be false flagging like that. And so I know that the spin and PR machines are real things. And if you look at what the mayor said, the mayor is litigious. You can read all between them lines.
She said nothing.
She ain't denied like. So, but I do get why she had to address it, because you did have people who are like trusted sources in the community.
Once Arnie Duncan says something, you gotta say something back.
You have to, otherwise it's like,
yeah. I mean, he was a secretary of education.
I guess my question is though, if you don't say anything back of substance, right? Like again, I'm not going to get into the attempted sarcasm of hide from my mansion in Saguenay.
I thought that was genius.
I think that you thought it was genius because you understand sarcasm. I would tell you that if you go and read the comments, quite a few people didn't get that.
I didn't get it.
I'm saying
I'm really
and
intelligent.
it was interesting. No, I'm saying.
But think about why she said it though. It's because it was a rumor that she had bought a mansion in Saginaw. So she addressed it. She's saying it's the same thing.
I got you.
I think most of us didn't even know that part, though.
But that's my point. Like when you're telling a joke and the only person in the room is laughing is you, right? When you're talking over, it's genius.
It's an inside joke.
It's genius to the geniuses, but the people you're trying to convince that this ain't happened are like, nah.
But the mayor, you saw what she said. She ain't trying to convince you.
Right, because she knows it's a click.
If you want to make Chicago a better place, hop on board. If not, she said, move, get out the way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So to be clear,
so she doing better? Is she making Chicago better?
Wait, so it wasn't outside CPD. It was internal security.
No, she has a house detail.
Right.
So there are people that live at her house, not live, but watch 24 hours and it's a shift.
Right.
Apparently, according to the emails, it escalated to the point where somebody went outside. Knows it, and they are signed to a non-disclosure. But you also know that within the realm of these non-disclosures, everybody, like Ruthie said, don't nobody care. It's
like
they
sell it to TMZ for $200.
And until you get sued, trust, it could be a decade long.
So I'm just
they
telling
will take everything from you until you get sued.
Yeah, but the court of public opinion, think about how
For
those
sure.
people are
But
considered to be the
social
bad
media and that
guys.
opinion, let me tell you something. When they take in your house, your car,
Who's
it's
doing
different.
that? I guess my question is who's like I don't know where that comes from. Like who's taking your house or your car? They can sue you if again that's why we say
don't got
alleged.
money to pay.
And I'm saying like this is me. She could try and sue Arnie Duncan if she want to. Arnie Duncan got
Hold on, you talk about big money now.
but and I'm saying that
He got the money for that.
And I would
I'm talking about
argue
regular people.
I would argue
When you sign and they say you can take everything until you get sued.
Don't believe it, Sonia.
Everybody
cap.
tough.
It's cap.
Everybody tough until it happens.
Tell them to sue you. It's cap.
No, look, I don't want nobody to sue me.
Neither.
So I as we talk about this, right, and I think this is going to be ongoing. I think that the response was, like Ruthie said, it was to me is obvious that she never addressed one issue except to try and, in my estimation, deflect with calling people homophobic, calling them.
Yes,
The moment you
okay,
start
yeah,
calling people,
sure.
there was nothing homophobic about this. There was nothing. Man, I didn't even know that women beat up women, or not. Let me not say that women had. I never thought of domestic abuse as being even contemplated between women. Right? I think that this abuse of power or these questions, there's a lot left to be answered. I do think that a bunch of this has to be discerned, but I will tell you, this is not going away. This isn't going away. There was too much to it, and there was not enough response, in my estimation, that was adequate to deal with it. And I feel like the moment she stepped to it and addressed it, I think she validated it. And without shutting it down, I feel like she validated pieces and parts of it. Now,
No, I think it got out of hand. And when things get out of hand, you have to address
I think you got to be proactive, though. You can't let it go. Like, I think...
You can't be proactive because you don't know what people are going to say until they actually say it.
I got you. Okay, I can honor that. I be talking. I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet and I'll be talking again. Ruthie, you over there in deep meditation.
No, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we do have like so much, like it's compounded problems. Really, my perspective on this is what position does the mayor currently have that would enable her to be so weak within the press? Like, how was it that something like this got so out of control? That's just because people are at their wits' end, and now once you take it over to quote unquote salaciousness, like, it's over with. The court of public opinion is truly gathering together, and that's gonna take down the mayor, is the court of public opinion. It ain't gonna be nobody biting no legal agreements,
everything, yo.
because once people gather together, like, it's over with.
But will she lose her base? Will her base care?
She been lost her base, though. Like, I think her base is already. I mean, that's why you think people moving back into the country to come. They like, look, I ain't know about the last time, but barbecue mouse. That mayor is looking real.
Barbecue mouse.
And I think even when you listen to her quote and she said, "I'm going to take this group of people," she ain't saying all Chicago no more. That wasn't even an all Chicago move.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, me and mine, we gonna get ours for these last 4 years or 2 years, and we gonna get up out of here. Yo.
Well, if there was a gay issue, she's totally throwing out the black people right away. She's like,
well,
I know you guys ain't with me.
Yeah, but I would tell you, though, she's also lost the gay community, too.
Why you say that?
Oh, no, I've been talking to a lot of gay people. They've been telling me. I went to Todd's birthday party.
No.
All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show.
I do know a lot of gay people, surprisingly.
Since that shower story.
But you know what they don't do?
What?
They don't talk about it. I don't ask them. They don't talk about it. I just happen to figure it out.
You sound like
some
the old
point.
military policy.
Yep. Now it's like, you better tell. Look, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We got to get up out of here. Hopefully we'll get some internet. Give me a minute. So for Maze and Sonia and Ruthie and Todd, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Oh, wait. I want to remind you all, tonight from 7 to 8:30, it is at the Adam Toledo shooting. We're going to have a candid conversation. Myself, Juan Rangel, Mateo Zapata, Tio Hardiman, as well as Alderman Ray Lopez, and we'll still be adding to that as the day goes on. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show, and if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, we out of here. Peace.
What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. What's in it for the black people? What's in it? What's in it for the black people? I'm in it. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people. For the black people.